Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever live episode of the only podcast on the internet where to get in, you got to do the truffle shuffle. I am Jimbo with Retro Game Lounge. With me, as always, is the bearded wonder, Tyler. Tyler, say hello.
How we doing tonight, guys?
I'm fantastic, and thank you for asking that. And guys, we have a guest this time. It's more than me and Tyler this time. Like, we actually have friends. I know that's fucking hard to believe because we're always on YouTube, but we have, like, this awesome export. There he was, which totally fucked me up, but that's okay. We have this awesome export from America's Hat, also known as Canada. And Johnny Millennium, he needs no introduction. The happy console gamer himself is slumming it here with us on the Nerd Bucket. Johnny, say hello.
Hello, everybody. Thanks, guys, for having me. And I do have one question for you guys.
Sure.
Why do you need to do the truffle shuffle to get into this group? Like, you know what I mean? How did this start?
Because it wouldn't be funny any other way. So it's just like, I mean, dude, you know who your real friends are if you can bust their balls that hard. So it's just like, if you get to embarrass them just a little bit, and you know, you got to pull up your shirt and shake your man titties and shit, and
you're like, do it.
Yeah, it's like, come on, do it.
Come on.
All right,
Yeah.
so who's the better character in Goonies, Chunk or Mouth?
Chunk for hilarity, but Mouth is kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, one of the great things that I got to do, I think it was about 2.5 years ago. I went down to Astoria and I went and visited all the Goonie sets.
No
Oh,
shit.
hell yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Me and Rob had talked about it. Oh, when we get older, let's go down to Oregon and visit the Goonie house, and it was like a dream to go and do that. And then, so me and Kim were like, "Oh, let's go to the Oregon coast. It's not that far away for us."
Mhm.
And so we went down, and I became a Goonie retard. I got a book, and I had every single location mapped. And I'm like, we have to go here. This is the high school. And we have to go here. This is where the old lady's crossing the road and almost gets run over. And we went to every single location, and it
Nice.
was, I mean,
Holy shit, the fact that you know that, like, that's where the old lady almost got run over. Holy shit, man.
it was, oh, I was fanatical. Kim couldn't stand it because we pull into Astoria, and I look up and I see all the houses from the Goonies, and I'm like, and it's lightly raining, just like the movies, you know? And,
Oh, nice.
and I had the CDs, and I put them, and you have that mystical Goonie music, and I'm like, oh, and I got shivers thinking about it right now, and we're driving through, I'm like, oh my god, and Kim's like, after like half an hour, she's like, okay, can you stop putting that song on repeat?
All right, so now that we know that you've done that, John, I just have one question for you.
Yeah.
Was it good enough?
Oh.
Good enough for me?
It was really a surreal experience because I think we all grew up with that movie.
Fuck yeah.
It's a childhood,
For sure.
you know, an incredible part of our childhoods. So to be able to walk up, and there's the Goonie house, but it's owned by somebody else, and they're watering their lawn. And I walked up and I'm like, hey, I said, you don't mind that we come up here and look at your house? He's like, oh no, I'm used to it. We just didn't even give a shit. And there's droves of people walking up the road, like droves. It never stops. Like 5 to 10 people, probably every 10 to 15 minutes, coming up the road. It was nuts.
Wow.
Really something else. So beautiful though. Really neat to visit a childhood memory. It was awesome.
That's
Really awesome.
fucking epic, man. Dude, I'm totally jelly now.
I may have done the truffle shuffle, but I'll never share that publicly.
I mean, dude, like, Tyler, this just shows you how little Americans, like your typical Americans' accomplishments. He's not even from America, and he's been to, like, fucking holy ground in America, man. Like, hallowed fucking 80s kid ground.
Oh, you guys got to go on a road trip and go and do it. It's like you're touching your childhood. Honestly, it's really is that something else. It's really like
Absolutely.
How far is it from Seattle?
From Seattle, it's about 4 hours. So for me to drive to Oregon is about 6 hours. For me to drive to Seattle is about 2 hours. It's not really bad. But I had one surreal experience happen there. I was in Astoria, and I bought a book, The Making of the Goonies, written by a local kid at the time. Well, he got older, and he wrote the book. And so I bought the book, and it's a very light read. It's nothing bad. And I'm sitting on the beach, and I'm reading it, and it's talking about a lighthouse. And I'm like, a lighthouse? I look up in there. I see the distance. I'm like, God, this is kind of awesome. I was fanboying, really fanboying. You know?
I don't blame you at all. I would have been doing the exact same thing, probably looking equally silly. So, dude, I mean, obviously, Goonie fan here, man. Goonies for fucking life. That's like, dude, I swear to God, that to me is the biggest fucking tragedy of cinema and especially the 80s. If there's any movie that I have ever seen from the 80s that deserves a fucking sequel, it is The Goonies.
Well,
I mean, it's just like, how did this not happen? I mean,
during the anniversary, there was a lot of talk about them actually making a sequel to Goonies, and supposedly a lot of the cast was on board to actually make it, but
dude,
you know,
that was on the
I wonder if it was just talk or if it, was something that actually might happen.
On the DVD, it was so awesome to have all of them, all the Goonies kids together for the video commentary. Like they're all sitting together in a room.
Do you remember that Mikey walked out and it caused a big controversy? Remember that?
Yeah. Do we ever figure out why?
There was something that he said afterwards, because when you watch it, it looks like Corey Feldman pissed him off because he was pissing everybody off. He used to being such an arrogant asshole. That's what was going on there. And then Mikey takes off. Sean Astin, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he takes off, and it seems like, oh wow, he did something. Corey Feldman really pissed him off. Supposedly later on, he turned around and said, no, it was something else. I got called out. But when you're watching it just straight, you have no idea that was the case. You thought he was pissed off, and he's like, I've had enough of this shit.
I mean, and you can, if you look at Corey Feldman's career, he probably had done like a lot of movies before then because he was such a big actor in the 80s.
Yeah.
He had done so much shit before then, so I bet he probably had a big head, on set and all that.
He had the best line of anyone there, I think, of all the people that were of all the Goonies kids that were there and they were doing the commentary. He, I think, had the one line that made me laugh the hardest when it's the scene where Mouth is speaking Spanish to the housekeeper and he's like saying all this vile shit, like cocaine in the top, heroin in the bottom, and Corey Feldman actually points out, he's like, does anyone else find this scene really ironic? Where he's like impugning himself. I was like, okay, that was fucking brilliant. Like seriously, that was comic gold right there. He's just like, yeah, it's a train wreck. That is my life.
Wasn't it true though? But in the 80s, I remember like 1987, the two the two Coreys were gold. They were Hollywood gold.
Absolutely, dude.
They really were.
That was epic. So speaking of some nostalgic shit, I saw a little news tidbit the other day, man, and I swear to God, like it's really hard to make my day these days because it's all been done before and it just seems like they never get anything right, but oh my God. All right. Are there any Tremors fans in the house besides this guy?
I like it. I'm not a fanatical crazy guy, but I like it for sure.
Okay. So did you guys hear that not only is there going to be a Tremors TV show and that it's actually going to have a budget, unlike last time on the Sci-Fi Channel, meaning they're getting network support on this, but Kevin Bacon is back as Valentine McGee.
I heard that. I
thought he was coming back as one of the creatures.
Like, this is awesome. Like, I mean, it's. I just hope they put it on like FX or something like that where they can push it a little bit, get a little bit more of the gore and shit. It's just going to be so weird to see Kevin Bacon play. Like we know him as like this kind of like serious modern actor, like he's been nominated for a lot of awards and everything like that, and this is kind of a throwback to not necessarily like Footloose, but like right after Footloose, like he went into Tremors, where he's not like the Kevin Bacon that we know now, he's more like Kevin Bacon the funny motherfucker, kind of like the way Jim Carrey used to be, and he's like not the Jim Carrey that we know now. Like to see him do like Ace Ventura now would be fucking weird. So
how old is Kevin Bacon now? He must be turning into Bacon.
He's probably he's probably like 50 or so, but I mean, to be perfectly honest, he doesn't look it, man. I don't know if you guys in Canada watch this, but he did this skit on, was it the Tonight Show? It was one of the major fucking late shows where he's in his room and he basically does this whole recreation of fucking Footloose with like backup dancers and crap like that. And dude,
wait, I think I saw that. Yeah,
he looked like he didn't miss a beat. He had the choreo. I mean, he was doing the fucking little slide, like shimmy to his leg down. I was like, dude, he's fucking still got it, man. Like, I mean, it's like he hasn't missed a beat. So he may be a little bit older, but dude, Valentine McGee is like one of my favorite characters ever. That is the first movie where I ever heard the F word, was Tremors, and he does it in the most epic way ever, because it reminds me of my boss at work who says fuck the exact same way. He's like, we killed it. Yeah, man. We killed it. Fuck you! And he just like, so I thought every time you said fuck, you had to like scream. So I had a really weird
I remember when Tremors came out. It was a big deal. It was a really big deal movie. Everybody was talking about that movie. And then So here's the thing. I haven't been following Tremors over the years. There's so many freaking sequels. I was on Netflix and it's like Tremors 20. You know, the newborns. It's like, what the hell is this?
The new one just came out recently. Tyler and I were talking about this, I think, on one of the other episodes of the podcast, where I went out of my way to get this thing on Blu-ray because it had been years. Okay, somebody just Googled, and Kevin Bacon is 57. Holy shit! Thank you for Googling that, Jason Lambert.
He almost looks like Bacon now.
Yeah, dude. All right, so the question is, if Kevin Bacon were actually made of bacon, would you eat him?
I wouldn't eat him. I'd bang him.
dude, if you had bacon and there's similar person, I'd be like, dude, this is food porn on so many levels. I want to fuck it and then eat it. But
I fucked Kevin Bacon and I ate him.
It's I ate Kevin Bacon. That would be some shit. Frog Brothers for Life says Savage Matt, dude, fuck yeah, The Lost Boys. I mean, that's the other Corey movie from the 80s.
Oh, that was.
And you got both Coreys.
Movie. Yeah, Lost Boys was just wonderful, wonderful movie.
Awesome movie.
I always wanted them to make the sequel.
Well, they did, and it was terrible.
Yeah, no, but I wanted them. The original sequel is going to be called Lost Girls.
Yeah,
that'd be great. A bunch of vampire girl biker chicks. That would have been amazing. Young girls. Oh yeah, great.
And they're hot vampires. Shit, you can suck my blood anytime.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm not into that. Give me some more Kevin Bacon.
So G Unit Kalima, our good friend of the podcast, Jorge Andres Sandoval, says, "Yo, this is badass. 2 of my favorite channels, man. What is your favorite Tremors movie?" I gotta go with the original on this one, dude. I mean, that's such for the people who watch Tremors. I have never met anyone who has actually seen the movie who didn't love it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not everyone has seen it, but the people that have, it's like fucking TurboGrafx, dude. The people that own it are this movie's
diehards.
Great. Yeah. But I will be fair, of all the sequels, and I've seen them all, Tremors 2 I think is this far under the first one. It's close. It's still very good. There's no Kevin Bacon, but it's Fred Ward, and dude, you still got Burt Gummer and everything like that, and they still bring it. They're down in Mexico at that time, and it's still really good.
Yeah.
What kind of bacon? There are different types. Okay, John, maybe you can help us with this because I have never quite understood this. What exactly is Canadian bacon in Canada? Is that what you guys call bacon? Because that's not Canadian bacon here doesn't look like American bacon.
Let me put on my spectacles and get my scientific glasses on here, and I have no fucking idea. It's just back bacon. I seriously don't know. I just eat it. I don't question it. I don't question it. When the waiter brings it over, I just say thank you very much. I wear my blindfold and I eat it. I don't ask.
Does it, in your opinion, since you've been to the States, I assume you've had bacon in both countries, does the bacon that you like look like the same bacon that we like?
Yeah, pretty much. The only bacon that I've ever found is different because I grew up in England. Bacon in England is way freaking better.
Is it really?
Yeah, honestly, I remember my mom saying that Canadian bacon was kind of the stuff they gave to poor people in England. And I was just really? I pay once in a while when I get bacon, I get British bacon. It's so much better. It's all meat, type of thing. So yeah, I'm not an expert. I don't own a butcher. I don't like animals up.
All right, you've obviously been asked this before. Do Canadians get asked this a lot?
Do they?
I don't know. I'm curious.
We're too busy fucking the pigs to find out where the pigs come from. That's what people in Canada are doing. We're just having sex with pigs randomly all the time. But I have no idea. I have no idea the butchering stuff and all that. Wait a second.
So Jason Lambert.
We have a vintage video game geek sighting here.
I am also Canadian, and our bacon is back bacon.
He's lying. He's an American. He's a major liar, that vintage video game geek. He's trolling me. I know what he's trying to do.
When will Johnny release Outtakes #1? Wait a minute. You've done an outtake.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, he's trolling me with that one for sure. Every convention I go to, I hang out with a vintage video game geek, and he always asks that if I'm doing a panel, when will Johnny release Outtakes #1? I got rid of the Outtakes #1 that I did because it was a little edgy. I didn't, that's when I first started YouTube and all that, and so I didn't see. I thought it was kind of funny, and I still think it's funny, but it's not appropriate for YouTube and the video game audience. So,
it's got that much.
It's gone. It'll never be back. Never be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I love outtake reels, man. I've only done I think like two. Where the one of the guys who's regular on my channel, Chuck. Whenever we do retro game haul, there's always like at least 10 fucking takes that we totally fuck up. And when Chuck fucks up, he does it hard.
Yeah.
And it's always hilarious. Like his fucking fuck up takes are funnier than the actual takes where he's trying to be funny. And there's one where he just completely train wrecks to the point where he actually leaves the room. And my camera, my mic on my camera is so good that it's actually picking him up when he's in the hallway, and you can hear him out there just like letting loose. He's like, "God damn it! God damn it!" for like 30 seconds. And I'm just laying here on the couch laughing my ass off because it's so damn funny. And he comes in, he's like, "God," because he fucked up one word. It was like this big paragraph that he had to do, and we were like 10, 15 takes in, and he fucked up one word. And he just got completely derailed from that. Like, God bless him, dude. He's such a good dude, but, I mean, he always gives it his all, and when he doesn't perform, he just dissolves. But
the only, like, I don't do outtakes anymore because I don't have room to store them all and wait months for them to build up. But the last time I got really angry was I sat down, this is probably around 5 months ago, and I filmed 3 videos in one take each. I was just like on a roll. You know how you just feel that you just have it, you just want to do it. And I did 3 videos, perfect takes out of all of them. And I was like, yes, I don't even need to edit them. I'll put some footage over. I'm done. I bring it into the computer, and all of a sudden, my face goes white, and I just feel all the blood drain from my body, and I'm like, ugh. And Kim was in the other room. I'm like, Kim. She's like, what's the matter? I'm like, and I felt like crying. I was like, I didn't plug in the microphone. I just was dying. And so I didn't miss a beat. I just went back and I plugged in the thing, drank some tea, sat down. I did all 3 takes again, but they were never as good, ever.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Horrible. I hated my life after that.
That's funny. YouTuber problems. People are like, you guys are assholes. But
first world problems. I went to do a video and the microphone wasn't plugged in.
That's good. Oh, so Tyler, I think, dude, was this the first podcast that you and I did? Is that the one where we talked about the Millennium Falcon versus Starship Enterprise? Was that it?
It was like the first or second one, I believe.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was the first one. Okay, so the reason I bring that up, Neil deGrasse Tyson has confirmed that our collective answer is correct.
Oh yeah.
Enterprise, did you say?
Neil deGrasse. Okay, so on the first episode that Tyler and I did, we were talking about this video that we saw where they asked a bunch of people, if it came down to it in a fight, who would win, the Millennium Falcon or the Starship Enterprise? Like, if they had to go head-to-head, who would come out on top? And it was amazing to me that, and they were asking Hollywood types, like actors, directors, stuff like that. Half the people they asked had no fucking idea what either one was. I'm like, you work in this industry, and you don't know probably the 2 biggest pop culture phenomenons, like, ever?
That's insane.
That's I mean, dude, who the fuck doesn't know what the Millennium Falcon is? I mean, it's fucking Star Wars. That's not nerd shit. That's like world shit. But anyway, so Adam Savage of the Mythbusters actually gave the best answer. Like, he gave you like the engineer reason why the Enterprise would win, because that's just
I would
the way
have gone with the Enterprise. True.
Yeah, dude, Enterprise would fucking roll all over that. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, the fucking rock star in astrophysics right now, they actually asked him the question, and I'm going to quote him on this. The Enterprise would wipe its ass with the Millennium Falcon. And I'm like, dude, this guy would know. Because if we ever sent anyone on like a fucking, like a 5-year mission to explore and shit like that, he would probably be on the ship. So,
well, the Falcon is about the size of like 4 of the shuttles from the Enterprise. So, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not really a fair fight.
It's like putting a PT boat against a fucking nuclear submarine.
Right.
Yeah. No. The Falcon wins with coolness over the Enterprise.
Yes.
The Enterprise is raw firepower and its shields and all of that stuff. The photon torpedoes, phasers. Yeah, it would win.
It's a fucking warship, dude. I mean, like, seriously. Like, okay, so we got 2 questions. Oh, and both are for Johnny. Surprise. Fuck Jimbo and Tyler. They're on the Johnny Show. Question for Johnny. What is your favorite series to do on your channel? God damn it, I'm sorry. My brother and I love your Christmas specials. That's from Jorge Andres Sandoval.
The Christmas specials are those are a fun one that we do every year. I talked to Rob today to get our dates planned up when we got to meet up and all that. So we got that all figured out for this year, which is really good. I love doing series reviews, but there's so much work. Like I know Tyler, I know you do those a lot as well. They're a lot of work, right? Like
it takes forever to film them, and then you'll fuck up like some little small detail, and then you've got to go back and edit it and try and fix all that. But yeah, that really took me forever to do those retrospectives.
I think to be honest with you, it's so funny. One of my favorite things to do on the show is the new game stuff episodes, because it's the only one where I can truly talk about new games and really talk about a lot of insight into things and like newer stuff and really have a bit of fun. For some reason, when I sit down to do those, I really am in the element. I really feel like I'm having a lot of really good times, and I'm really liking talking to the camera. So yeah, I guess that'd be my answers for those for sure.
That's a good
Johnny,
answer.
just talking about new games, did you happen to pick up the Star Wars Battlefront?
I did not. I played the beta, and I just, it was all that Seasons Pass thing, and it was all it's a very casual game, and when I played the beta, I had an okay time. I didn't have an incredible time. I didn't have a bad time. It was very mediocre. The overall experience, like the graphics were phenomenal, but at the same time, I just was like, "Oh, I spawned here. I'm running along. Hey, wait! Here comes Luke Skywalker. He just killed me. Hey, I wonder if I'll get one of those vehicle things. I get in a vehicle. I'm like, whoa, the controls are wonky." That's what my experience was like. So I guess like I'll pass on Battlefront till I get it really cheap one day.
Well, see, that's what I'm seeing. A lot of people are saying about it. I actually ordered it from Amazon, and they fucked up and sent me two, and they sent me 2 copies.
First world problems.
Yeah. They sent me 2 copies, so of course, I'm gonna send back the other one.
Yeah.
And get my money back. I didn't even fucking pay for it.
Exactly, but I'm thinking about sending back the other one because I popped it in initially and I had some fun playing it, but it's just not deep enough to me to actually keep the game. And I'm just noticing that a lot with these multiplayer only games like Titanfall. Titanfall's a great multiplayer game, but without the campaign, it's really it's just there's no reason to keep the game after you play the initial multiplayer on it. And I don't know, I just don't like this new trend with video games doing the multiplayer only releases.
I'm with you. I remember the good old days when you buy a video game for the single player mode and the multiplayer was an add-on of something that you could do after that and enjoy, get even more out of it. I miss those days. I mean, you bring up a good one. Titanfall is a great example. Where the hell was the one-player experience? If I had that, I would have said Titanfall would be a lot better than how I judge it. Yeah, it was an okay fighting mech simulator game. It was okay.
Right.
Remember when you bought games and like all the money that you had to throw into the game was done when you left the register?
Wow.
Oh, shit. Those days are in the past. That's a retro memory right there.
Yeah, I hear from that one.
It's been a while, to say the very least. So I have something that I would like to do since I've got you two fine gentlemen with me here. This is a mutual friend. I think he's in the same groups as the two of you and myself are. That would be Mr. Rob Pat. And Rob Pat, much like myself, is a fellow home arcade collector. He's got, I think, like a dozen arcade games in his basement, like Cocktail Cabs, and he maintains them all himself. It's fucking nuts, dude. Like, I thought I was king shit with 8. I'm like, dude, I want to be Rob Pat when I grow up. And he did something recently that I swear to God, guys, I wish that I thought of this, because this is like the coolest idea for any arcade. He got an old, I think, AT&T payphone, and he installed it in there so it actually works. So an old school payphone on a landline that actually works. Like, it's got the phone sign on it and shit. And it's like, it fits in perfectly with his arcade, because his arcade looks like a real arcade. And I'm like, they used to have payphones in those. I'm like, why the fuck didn't I think of that? That's brilliant.
Wait, who has that?
Rob Pat.
That's crazy.
Okay. Yes.
I think the guys at Arcade Impossible did that too.
They
might
have.
And they like hooked it up to where you can call their game room, and they've got like a I guess where it's an answering machine. You can like leave them messages in their game room. That's pretty badass.
That's basically exactly what Rob Pat did, and I happen to have the number for Rob Pat's thing with voicemail set up, and I told him that the Nerd Bucket would give him a call, but I didn't tell him that we'd have a special guest with us. So, John, if you wouldn't mind.
Does he know who I am? Like.
I'm pretty fucking sure he does. I'm just taking a wild guess.
I don't know.
If he knows who Tyler and I, dude, every guy who knows who Tyler than I is, guy or gal, knows who you are. I can take that to the bank.
I'll pretend I'm looking for a date from him then.
All you got to do is just say like, hey, this is Johnny Rockstar from Canada, you know.
Hey, this is John DeFool. I heard that you were like that maybe you want to go on a date. To a local arcade of mine.
I call his phone number first.
Don't worry, I'm getting
Bear with me just a second. Were you rehearsing? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go for it.
Okay, let me call his number. So, Rob Pat, love you, buddy. I'm a man of my word.
You're gonna
get this number right. I'm curious to see what this voicemail sounds like. I'll put it up to the mic so you guys can hear it. Can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I've never called this number before, so. He's getting a call live on YouTube.
Wait, I'll pretend to be his mother. His mother's alive still, right?
Hello, you have reached Robert's Arcade Basement. Please leave a voicemail message right after the tone. Thank you.
Here we go. Hey, Rob. This is Jimbo, live on Retro Game Lounge on the Nerd Bucket, and I've got a couple friends with me here that want to say hello. Guys?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Robert, it's your mother. When are you going to come back home? Quit playing with all those video game arcade machines. Christ almighty, you're such a disappointment to me.
Tyler, if you want to say hello.
How's it going, buddy? We're missing you here live on the Nerd Bucket podcast.
Okay. All right, so just in case you didn't catch that, Rob, you seriously just got fucking punked by the Happy Console Gamer. You're welcome. We hope we've made your day. Your arcade's awesome. Love you, dude. See you later.
Go fuck yourself.
And John says go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself, buddy. Fucking run, kid.
You want to say anything else before we go?
No, I think that's it. You hung up, right?
No, I haven't hung up yet. It's still going.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, no, I got nothing. I'm done.
Just leave the phone on the entire time. It could.
Too bad, Rob.
Like, fuck this long message.
We love you, Rob. Catch you later, buddy. Okay.
So I got a question for y'all.
Okay, what's up?
You know, we had the Black Friday Madness here last weekend. Johnny, I don't know if it's as big in Canada as it is in the United States, but did any of you buy anything on Black Friday? Any games or anything like that?
Not for me. Black Friday just really started in Canada probably around 3 years ago. We're really copying the States that way, but nothing spectacular. No, I really have all the games that I want to have right now. So.
Wow, wish I had that problem.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
satisfied man. I'm easily satisfied.
Oh, dude. That's right now, everything I want is like turbo related. I'm on a fucking like turbo mission as of late, and it's like all the ones I don't have are expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
So,
welcome to that world.
Yeah.
That's why PC Engine it. Just PC Engine it, man. That's how you got to do it.
I know, but it's like, dude, if I wasn't an OG TurboGrafx owner, if I didn't have one and still have one since I was 10 years old, I would probably go your route because you're right. Like, it is cheaper. It's legitimately cheaper, but since I've still got mine, it's back there. I don't know if you can see the box. My original TurboGrafx is in the box back there.
Beautiful.
And it's so near and dear to me, man. Like, it's just like, I feel like I'd be cheating. You know, because I used to dream about this when I was a little kid. Like, what would it be like to have all the TurboGrafx games? And
I saw the PC Engine before I saw the TurboGrafx, so for me it was like, oh wow, it's this cool Japanese machine that's really mysterious and exciting and had all these great games on it. And then we got a version called the TurboGrafx. Like, I found out about that maybe like 5 months later, and I was obviously excited about that as well and embraced it. But it's impossible to collect for. Like, it's not even a possibility to collect for that machine now. It's so stupid.
It's insane. Yeah. Like, the big stuff that I'm missing that's definitely still attainable. I don't have Kadash yet.
Yeah, that's obtainable.
I know that's one of your favorites. I have to get that one. I don't have Ninja Spirit because I procrastinated like an idiot.
Yeah, I got the Japanese version.
I feel like such a fucking moron. Like, there's a couple of other loose odds and ends that I don't have. I've got the majority of the ones that you would want as far as chip games.
Yeah.
The lion's share of them. I think I'm up to 80 or so U.S. games, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been at
It's
it.
a passion, right? Yeah, exactly.
It's devotion, dude. It's like that, Johnny. That's the first video that I watched of yours. I think the first one you did where you talked about TurboGrafx.
That's a long time ago.
That was a very long time ago.
Was I wearing the bandana?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure. And I was like, this guy's really weird, but dude, he likes TurboGrafx. I don't care. We're all fucking weird. Like, I was instantly bromancing you, dude, because this was like the retro gaming scene on YouTube was just kind of starting to like going from crawling to walking. Like, it was just kind of starting to get traction. And like, I'd never met anyone who liked TurboGrafx besides me. I was like, holy shit, he knows what that is. I was like, I still have mine. And I was like, dude, like, I would fucking buy this guy a drink just for doing this video because that's awesome.
That's why I came onto you. Like, that's what brought me onto YouTube, is that there was the Angry Video Game Nerd, and there was the Happy Video Game Nerd, and some other people, and they were doing their stuff, but nobody was talking about like the TurboGrafx Ease, the Neo Geo, Earthbound, and like I know that Happy Video Game Nerd did that later, but there was a whole bunch of and Fantasy Star. Nothing was being covered, and I'm like, maybe I got to do something about this. Like, and trust me, I didn't want to. I really didn't want to be in front of the camera. It was hard, and I just kind of came out doing that. The good, bad, or the ugly of it. It just was real at the time. And
so you're the guy who fucked up the price on Earthbound. Thanks a lot.
We all fucked up the price. In all the Seriously, I remember we did a review on Guardian Heroes in the Saturn. And then we checked a couple days later, and the prices had gone up. And we started noticing that back in the old days, like Power Stone and like all those, Blue Stinger, all the prices were going up after we talked about them. We're like, holy, this is actually something is happening here, because we were the only people to ever talk about them. We were the first person to ever do a Mega Man Legends review. I was the very first person to ever talk about the Neo Geo on YouTube. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, it's insane. I agree. It is insane. It's crazy.
Thank you for doing that, man. You definitely inspired a whole new generation of us to kind of grab a camera and start geeking.
It's fun, and that's the thing. It's always been about the games. It's always been about the pleasure of video games, right? That's why we do it. That's why you have all those games behind you. That's why I have all my games behind me. Tyler, that's why he has all of his games. Is that it's a pure pleasure. This should be a beautiful hobby. You know what I mean? And there's so much segregation sometimes in the gaming community, and it's really too bad that. Back in high school, if you were in the TurboGrafx, you were on your own. And
Tell me about
you were
it.
segregated in that respect. So I think all gamers should come together. I hate seeing the divide, first-person shooter gamers to RPG gamers. I don't get it. We're all video gamers. It doesn't even matter if you play on PC or console, PS4 or Xbox One. Who cares? As long as you're having fun. Where did we forget that? It's all, so there's my rant.
Thank you for that. Wow. We had a rant. And it wasn't me for a change. Holy shit, you're like stealing my thunder here. Okay, so we have some questions, and we got a couple of doozies here. Okay, so Jorge Andres Sandoval, thank you for making me eat my words, because he actually asked a question for me and Tyler. So, Johnny, shut the fuck up. No, I'm kidding, dude. Question for Jimbo and Tyler. Will you guys be joining the rest of us at PRGE next year? Tyler?
I've been trying to go to Portland Retro Gaming Convention for a long time. I think either probably next year or the next I'm gonna get up there, because I've got a buddy that actually lives in Seattle, and he said come stay with him or whatever for a little bit. But that's such a long trip.
Yeah, it is.
I live around Memphis, so I mean that's a really long flight over to Seattle. So. Hopefully in the next 2 years.
When is the PRG?
It's in like October or August, I want to say.
Yeah, I've been to the last 3.
Okay.
Me, Jorge, put me down as a very plausible maybe. It's definitely doable. We'll talk about it when we get closer to next summer. I'm thinking maybe.
I'm gonna miss next year. This is the first time I'm not gonna go.
Oh well, great.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. No, I'm not going to
guys.
go.
It's like,
Never mind.
You're going. I'm not going.
It's like I'm scaring him. Oh, great! I'm gonna get flamed even more than I normally do. Like, Jimbo, you're the guy. You're the reason Happy Console Gamer isn't here. Fuck you, Jimbo. Oh, great. Thanks, dude.
I went
That
to.
sound like online stuff, doesn't it?
What's that?
I said that does sound like online stuff. I can hear the typing.
Yeah, that's why I was doing the typing motion. Like, yeah, you with your phone.
That's too fun.
I went to PAX Prime in 2012, and I think that was the year that PAX just got ridiculous, like where you couldn't even enjoy anything at PAX anymore. And I really wish that year was the year I went to the Portland Retro Gaming Convention, because I think that would have been a lot more enjoyable for me personally. But,
well, that's what we did. We were all going to PAX for years. There would always be a big YouTube meetup at PAX, and then at PAX Prime, and then all of a sudden we're like, forget this. It became so bloated, and like it wasn't very fun. So that's why we all kind of moved to the Retro Gaming Expo, in Portland, and we've stayed there ever since. We've really enjoyed that place. That's a great place to hang out with everybody. It's wonderful.
Awesome. So we have a question for you, Johnny. I'm guessing this gentleman is from Canada.
No.
Question is for Johnny. Will you be able to come back to Ontario in July for Con Bravo? It's the last weekend of the month, but Jay Hooft said you won't come for it.
I think I'm not going to dog the convention, but I don't think Con Bravo is something that I will be making it to, because I have to fly halfway across the country to go to it. And it's a convention with a lot of different things going on. It's like a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of anime, a little bit of video games, and I think it does a lot of things. But I think it'll be one I'll pass on for sure. Like, so Jay Hooft was correct.
We have one from Savage Matt, and this is definitely, a good one. To the entire group. What are you guys' favorite childhood toy line? Favorite figure and vehicle? And what figure and vehicle did you want that you never got? Fucking excellent question, man.
You guys do it. Go for it.
That's a good one. Let's see. Well, my favorite childhood toy line, Savage Matt already knows what it is. You can see the figures on my wall. Masters of the fucking Universe. No contest, dude. He-Man for life. I even like the Masters of the Universe movie with Dolph Lundgren. I have it on Laserdisc. Yes,
nice.
I'm that guy. And on Blu-ray. And on DVD. Because Dolph Lundgren is my man crush. Favorite figure and vehicle? Well, figure... The obvious answer is He-Man. But I'm going to go off the beaten path. I'm going to say Mossman. Because he was the only figure that had, like... I'm touching my man boobs right now. He was the only figure that had, like, texture. Like, he had, like, mossy type skin.
Wait, so in other words, like, he had, like, pubic hair skin.
Basically, yeah. And, like, they've, since Mattel still put these out, and bless Mattel, they actually have a site just for geeks like me called MattyCollector.com, where they cater just to guys like me who like to collect this stuff, and they still put out Masters of the Universe every single year. They have a club you can join and everything, and they put out a new version of the Castle Grayskull, like the revised version of it. It was like $300, and it sold out in like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Like the entire shipment was gone like that. Like He-Man has the most diehard collectors. But okay, so Mossman would be my figure pick if I'm not gonna pick He-Man. Favorite vehicle, dude, that's a fucking good one. I'll tell you what. I'll go, because picking He-Man is too easy. I'm gonna pick the one that I was most inspired by, which is outside of Masters of the Universe. This would be from G.I. Joe, the USS Flag.
Yeah, that's quite cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's the biggest playset ever built.
I did have it.
You fucker, you did?
Yeah, because a friend of mine, this is when I was 19 years old, my friend of mine down the street had it, and his parents wanted to throw it out, and he's like, do you want it? I'm like, yes, and I took it all. And I built it in my basement downstairs when I was living at home. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Did the speaker thing work where you could speak through the conning tower?
Oh, no, nothing worked at all. Like,
Because that was like the best part for me.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was so cool. Let me say, it was as cool as you. It was huge.
I mean, dude, it's bigger than the kid.
Wasn't it like 7 feet long or 6 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the size of a fucking adult, and like a tall adult.
Yeah.
There's no way a kid could put that.
I won't say what I did with it when I was, when the lights went out. I won't say.
I think it's the same thing I'd be doing there, buddy.
So that's where that microphone went up.
14's in the dark, right on it.
Hashtag USS Flag, yes homo.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my answer. Tyler? give us your. You made to reread the question. Favorite childhood toy line, favorite figure, and favorite vehicle, and what figure and vehicle did you want but never got?
All right, I'm a little bit younger than you guys, so I was a little bit past G.I. Joe and Transformers, although Transformers were right below this line for me, but I'd have to say Ninja Turtles.
Oh, good one.
And I've got the entire first wave hanging on the wall right there unopened. So I've got all the figures. The only one that I didn't get that I wanted the blimp that they.
Oh yeah, the turtle blimp.
I wanted the blimp and the glider. So never was able to get that, but I might buy it one day online. I still see some unopened come up every now and again.
That's a good one. Is there one that you didn't get that you really wanted? Like, did Papa and Mama Tyler say, no, Tyler, you can't have that this year?
Well, back in the day, the problem was, if you didn't get the initial wave when it first came out, there was no way to get it.
Yep.
So I want to say I got all the Ninja Turtles, but I never got a hold of Bebop and Rocksteady.
I had Bebop.
So yeah, I missed out on the bad guys, but I think I had all the rest of them.
I would have given you my Bebop, buddy.
Oh, that's sweet, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just a friend like that. So, Johnny, what about you, man?
That's a tough one because I'm caught between Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Star Wars. But I think I'm going to pick Star Wars because it's just so monumentally big and encompassed 3 amazing movies and how many years of my life? Good Lord, I can't remember. But favorite figure and vehicle. Geez, what favorite figure was there? I liked all the Star Wars figures. I liked a lot of them. All the initial waves, a lot of the Empire Strikes Back figures I really liked. But vehicle, obviously, when you get the Millennium Falcon as a kid, it's insane. It's like a religious experience. What figure did you want but you never got? I always wanted an AT-AT or an AT-AT when I was younger. Never got that. I always wanted a Cobra Rattler. I never got that. I got older. I got them fucking both. My life is
because I'm a grown up and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I fuck childhood. Well, they did really nice videos. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah. So
well, thank you for the question, Savage Matt. That was a really good one. We've got another round table from my main dude. You're gonna Johnny. If you don't know who this guy is, you need to watch his channel, Neo Turbo Maniac.
Sure. Yeah.
Neo Geo and Turbo.
Oh, really? Big fan of those? Yeah, that's always a great thing.
That's literally all he does.
He was born in '78 by the looks of it.
I'm gonna guess. So he's a year older than me, but he is what I don't remember if it was him. I met him when I was doing a live stream actually, and he jumped in. I think I was live streaming Bonk's Adventure or something. And I was like, dude, awesome name. I'm like, you're a Turbo fan. I don't remember if it was him or somebody else in the room, but one of them coined the phrase Turbros, and I was like, I'm in, dude. Like that's my name for anyone who likes TurboGrafx. Like Johnny is a Turbo. I'm a Turbo. Tyler's a Turbo. We are Turbros. We have a Turbromance.
In the olden days, there was a name for us as well. It was called Nerds.
Well, this is the Nerd Bucket. I mean, we don't want to be too on the nose, do we? Now it's the Turbo Bucket.
Yeah.
For all of you guys, what are your opinions? Good question. On the current generation of video game consoles, do you feel that today's games have lost their touch? That's a really good question.
I'm going to say exactly what Tyler was saying earlier on about games losing their touch in the sense missing the one-player experience. That used to be what it used to be about. I really miss those. That experience. That's a good one. That's what's bugging me about this generation that feels very different.
Yeah.
We're missing. It's like, oh, you just play online now. I was like, well, what if I don't want to play online? What if I want to fly my Millennium Falcon and just go through the asteroid fields? God, wouldn't that be awesome? You have to do a mission. You got Boba Fett chasing you. Oh, God, come on.
All right, so here's a question. All right, since we're on this subject, let me pose a hypothetical for you two. Okay, we're all Fallout fans in here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. New games fucking rocks. It's taking over my life like every Fallout game does. If you had the option, but it wasn't a requirement, let's just say it was an option, to have maybe a little co-op in Fallout 4 where you could have like a friend join you in the open world scenario, would you take it?
Absolutely, because I suck at Fallout. So
good answer, dudes.
Yeah, no, I don't mind saying it. I always get lost in Fallout, and I always end up getting majorly fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, I can say it. Yeah.
I would do it too. I think think those games are great on by yourself playing. Yeah. But I think there would be definitely an element of exploring together, fighting things together.
Sure.
'Cause there's definitely some creatures in those games that you definitely wish you had somebody to back you up on.
I mean, maybe there hasn't been an online Fallout game. You know what I mean? When you think about it, like
there really hasn't. I mean, like they've done the Elder Scrolls Online, so that's like the next incarnation of that. I don't know if I would want to go that direction with Fallout, like to make it an MMO. Honestly, I would be satisfied if they just like gave you like a compartmentalized multiplayer feature where you could do like specific things in the open world, like you could go on raids or just do like basic shit. Like if they secluded you from doing the actual story missions and just had you do like generic things where you'd like raid an apartment building or a hotel or something like that, I'd be fine with that. As long as it would count to like your actual game character. I mean, like all the caps and shit you found would count to your total. As long as it incorporated that, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that they can do to really improve Fallout. Like, take it that one next step where it's like, if you want to bring a friend, even if it's only one friend, dude, that's totally fine. Like, seriously, that would completely... That's the only way I could see that I would like Fallout 4 even more if, like, Tyler and I or Johnny and I could play together.
That'd be unbelievable.
That would be just the shit.
But the balance and everything must be insane, because balancing the one-player mode alone must be astronomical. I couldn't even imagine that task. But with multiplayer... You know how it is. Like Resident Evil is a certain game with a one-player experience, but once you bring in co-op, like 5, it's just like a joke.
Yeah, right. It pulls you out of it.
It must be. You have to do it really well. I'd hate to have to do that task.
Like the Max Payne series, for example, that is one where my answer to that same question would be a definitive no. That is a very singular experience for me, where it's me, the character, and the story, and I don't want anyone or anything to interfere with that.
Yeah.
But I think about that with, a lot of these games with bullet time. There wouldn't be no way to do that with, somebody else, because what the fuck are they doing when they're in bullet time?
Like, are you going to look at them and see them, like, going into slow-mo, like the fucking flying through the air? That would actually be kind of funny. You're like, I guess I can shoot him because he's holding still. Like, poof, dodge this.
The time would fuck up. So
that was a really good
question. I don't think it'd be possible.
Neo Turbomaniac. My answer, like, have the current generation of video games consoles, have they lost their touch? Yes, like going back a little to what we said earlier about like your purchase experience ending at the cash register, it'd really be nice if that were still true. It is in some fields, like with Nintendo, for example, a lot of their DLC is free. So like a lot of the stuff with Mario Kart and things like that, they'll give you some things for free. So they're kind of like the last holdout. In that department, because I mean EA, Activision, all the fucking juggernauts just like nickel and dime you every fucking step of the way.
But it's really bad. It's so obviously bad now that it will make you mad.
Yeah,
it makes me fucking mad. Or it's just like you're gonna charge me for every stupid little thing.
Battlefront was one of those games I was so looking forward to, and then when you find out what you really get for what you paid for, and then you just can't, and there's not even a single player mode in there. You're like, come on. It's really it's ridiculous.
Agreed.
Yeah. So anyway.
So Jason Lambert is saying Johnny had a chance to run away with a copy of Magical Chase. That is Ryan's from AC Games. I was thinking the exact same thing, and I have a question about that. Was that dude legitimately carrying around that copy of Magical Chase? Seriously.
Now that's what's funny about that. I met these guys at AC Games. Two awesome guys. I've known them since the early days of YouTube, and I'm like. He's like, hey, Johnny, and he shows me Magical Chase. I'm like, and I was just like, I couldn't, I'm like, that is Magical Chase, Chase, and it's in your pocket. I'm like, did you just bring this here in your pocket? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I was just like, protect this motherfucking thing.
I would definitely not carry it if I had it. It'd be locked up in a kryptonite vault.
Oh my kryptonite, yeah.
I mean, like, a lock and key with, like, a fucking Mission Impossible laser grid in front of it. I mean, dude, even let's say that I get like Hero of Tanma and all the other like $1,000 games for TurboGrafx. Magical Chase will be the last holdout because nothing is even close to that in price.
Yeah.
As far as TurboGrafx.
Oh no, that's the king. That's a be-all pinnacle.
That's always going to be the last game you get. You're never going to find it in the fucking wild. You're almost never going to find it in the store, and if you do, they're going to know what they have.
How much is it going for now?
$5,000. But the upside is almost every copy I see is complete in the box.
Jesus.
Like the ones where you just see like a
That
loose
doesn't
hue
make it
card.
any better. That's nuts.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, it's just
too
like, well,
much
it's at
for
least
me.
it's complete, you know. Like I'm not bidding $5,000 for the fucking chip. You know, that would be heartbreaking.
I just couldn't justify it.
No, I'd rather go to Hawaii.
All right.
What is your favorite Capcom fighter? God, dude, you guys are killing us with these questions. That's a
Street
really
Fighter
hard
2,
question.
easy, done. That's a move.
Oh.
You guys can answer.
This is why I'm not the happy console gamer. Okay, Tyler.
We're talking about fighting game, not brawler.
Capcom fighter.
Okay. I'd say Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Darkstalkers, just to be
actually
different.
yes. I was gonna say Darkstalkers because I feel it's underappreciated. Like if you're asking me like what my actual favorite fighting game is, dude, King of Fighters, no contest.
Yeah, that's a good fighting system. Yeah.
That's my favorite. I know it's one of your favorites because you went.
No, I
as
do
Terry
enjoy it,
Bogard.
sure, but I don't think it's better than Street Fighter. But that's just me.
Oh no. I mean, is it a better game than Street Fighter? No, but is
Yeah.
it one that I enjoy more?
Cool, then fuck
Yes.
yeah, the character's awesome. Fuck yeah.
I
Love
like
it.
it more. It's the unsung hero.
Do you know why? I've been into King of Fighters since '94, and the year 1994. I remember getting a Japanese game magazine and going, "Oh my God, they're combining, all my favorite fighting games, Art of Fighting and Fatal Fury, and they're calling it King of Fighters." I had a tear. It was the good. I was just like, I don't have a fucking Neo Geo. My life sucked. It was horrible.
All
You
right,
guys
so
remember when Street Fighter 2 was so big in the arcades, and then Mortal Kombat came out, and it just kind of turned
disintegrated
everything on its head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had Killer Instinct drop, and that was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, Killer
Killer
Instinct. That's
Instinct.
my number 2.
But that was like, to me, I want to say one of the last great fighting game releases, and then they started getting slower and slower, as the years went on. Soul Calibur was pretty big.
Soul Calibur was good.
When it came out, but
just for fighting games in general, yeah. Soul Calibur was a big deal. That really was the Dreamcast. That's what sold you on the Dreamcast. When you saw Soul Calibur, you're like, okay, I got to get that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because it looked better than it did in the arcade.
I think so.
And that's what was so good about the Dreamcast, because now you're like, wait, the games I got at home are sometimes better than the arcades, and that was that tipping thing. And then we never went back after that.
All right, so we got some more questions, guys. We'll get to you guys in just a minute, but we want to take a break from the Q&A just for a second and do, for anyone who watches the Nerd Bucket podcast, our only recurring segment, which would be the bucket list. And we have a very special one this week that Tyler and I have put some thought into, and Johnny knows what it is, but we told him not to tell us what his picks are, so we're each going to pick 3. We're going to go a little bit outside the gaming kind of movie, TV wheelhouse, and we're actually going to go into the realm of food. So the topic for this week is top 3 retro snacks, and it can be chips, a cake, a soda, whatever. Like your top 3 most nostalgic snacks. Does anybody care if I go first?
Go for it.
Okay. The reason I'm gonna name my first one right off the bat was actually in the news recently. So for those of you who haven't caught this, Coke, who's the parent company of High C, just recently re-registered the trademark for Ecto Cooler, which I know is Games 81. He's a big fan of that. I think he put up a video showing how to make it at home, which would be awesome. And I know I'm not alone. Like, anyone who likes the Ghostbusters seems to love this shit. Maybe it's just an American thing, but it's really just High C Orange with fucking Slimer on the cover, but who cares? It's awesome.
Right.
So that, I mean, dude, like, as far as boxed drinks, that was like the shit. Like, when I was a kid, that was in my fucking lunch. Oh, dude, it's so awesome. Like, dude, if they put it out again and we don't have, like, Melissa McCarthy on the cover, if they've actually got Slimer, sold. Like, fuck you, take my money.
Nice.
I mean, I gotta have one. So that's my one drink for my list. I'll just rattle off my other 2 real quick, then we'll get to you guys. My second one would be PB Crisps, which were put out by Planters. These were really interesting, and I kind of see why they didn't succeed, because it was kind of oddball, but these were awesome. Okay, so if you guys can imagine something the size and the shape of a peanut with almost the same texture, but you can literally eat the entire thing. It has kind of like a crispy outer, almost like a Chex cereal kind of thing a little bit, so it's got a little bit of crunch, and in the middle is freaking Planters peanut butter.
Oh,
So
wow.
you literally have like a peanut butter like crunchy freaking snack. It was like this shit, and they made chocolate ones too.
Who's it made by again?
Planters, as in the peanut company.
Yeah. I think I do remember that.
They did have one with a chocolate filling in the middle.
Yeah.
Which were even better because you get peanut butter and chocolate, which we all know is the shit.
Yeah.
But they quit making that one because all the kids got diabetes.
Diabetes.
You got the diabetes.
They got diabetes. So that's my second one. My last one, God, I'm really hoping that you guys remember these. Like, seriously. All right, so do you guys remember when Hostess was into some financial trouble and they were in danger of basically going under? Another company came in and bought them.
Yeah. Is that when they became Lay's?
I'm sorry?
Was that when they became Lay's chips or no?
I don't know who owns them now. I think it's some kind of bakery, I think.
Huh.
Owns them. Some smaller outfit. Like, you would think like Frito or, one of the like Krispy Kreme or something would have bought them. Like their competitors would have just bought them, but it's some no-name company. But Hostess used to put out these little pies, and they still do some of them to this day. They have like the apple and I think like a raspberry. They used to do a chocolate one. So you had like a chocolate filling in the pie, then you had like the pie on the outside. Oh my god, dude! It's like they put cocaine in it because like the number of calories in it was like absurd. It was like getting a fucking footlong at Subway, but dude, it was sugary bliss. And while
I remember Hostess cakes were a big deal in the 80s.
Dude, they were the shit. Like, if you didn't have Hostess and you were sitting down to your lunch at school, like taking your shit out, if you had some kind of like stupid grocery store knockoff, they were like, "Fuck you, get out of here, man! You don't got Twinkies, like real Twinkies, not that fucking illegitimate crap. Fuck off. You can go sit at the girls' table." So I have found an analog for these that is not made by Hostess. The name is escaping me right now, but I can get it at my local grocery store. It is very close to the Hostess pie. I can't say for sure since it's been like 20 years since I've had one, but it's very close to what I remember. It's definitely in the same wheelhouse where you got the chocolate in the middle and the pie on the outside. It's the same size and the same shape and shit like that. They're like 98 cents at Sheetz.
Yeah.
Which means I'm going to have diabetes probably next week.
You got the diabetes.
I'm going to have diabetes.
That's kind of hot.
So that is my 3 retro snacks. Like, if I could get, I picked 3 that aren't made anymore. If I could get any snacks back from my childhood, those would be my 3. I will turn it over to Tyler. Tyler, I can't wait to hear yours. Hit me, dude.
All right, so I'm gonna do the one that I would want the least. I'm gonna go kind of backwards on my list. The first would be a something that is kind of similar to Yoo-Hoo's, and that is called a chocolate soldier. I don't know if you remember these, but they basically work the same way as a Yoo-Hoo. They have the chocolate, built up in the bottom of the bottle, and you'd shake it up, and it was a awesome little chocolate drink back in the day.
Nice.
I don't know if it was just something in the South or what, but
I think I can remember.
those were always good. You remember it, Johnny?
Yeah, I remember something like that. Absolutely, it totally rings a bell.
It was back in the 80s that I remember getting those. So
Yeah.
If I can interject a comment from the Bucket Gallery just real quick, Savage Matt says his top 3 gaming snacks are weed, beer, and sun chips. It's everything a grown man needs, right? It's like nothing but like a balanced diet, huh? All right, Tyler, please continue.
Number 2, I have Crunch Taters. Do you remember those? Frito-Lay used to make them, and you will see it in a classic Christmas movie that you'll probably watch every year. I know I watch it every year, but when Kevin is watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas on Home Alone, he's eating a bag of Crunch Taters, and basically what they were barbecue kettle chips before kettle chips became popular, and it had a little alligator sitting by a fire with potato chips on his little skewer, holding them over the fire, cooking them, wearing a cowboy hat. But they quit making them back in the early 90s, but they were really popular in the 80s. And
that's a very specific label.
Oh yeah, man.
I thought you were gonna tell me he had like nipple clamps on or something. He's about to get
But
sexy.
I guarantee when you watch Home Alone, you will see Crunch Taters sitting on his lap.
Taters.
Yeah.
Now I gotta watch it again. Fuck.
All right, and the last one. This is gonna be a little off the wall, but I've got Crystal Clear Pepsi. Do you remember that?
I can't fucking believe you picked that.
Well, listen.
The only
back in
guy
the day-
alive who would pick this is Tyler.
Well, I'm a diehard Coke person, but for some reason, Crystal Clear Pepsi back in the day was my shit. I remember we were taking a trip to Russia, and I remember like we took like 2 sixers of Crystal Clear Pepsi with us. And
Healthy family,
because you
fuck
can't-
water. Fuck bringing water with
Hey,
us.
fucking Crystal Clear
Oh,
Pepsi in this motherfucker.
it was water and Crystal Clear Pepsi because you could not drink the water in Russia back then. So
So we're gonna bring the thing that looks like water that'll give us diabetes.
exactly.
Why didn't you
But
just?
yeah, that's my
Oh, you're
three.
right. Jesus Christ. Fucking shit. Oh, dude, clear in beverages, if it's not Sprite or 7-Up, doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Like they're the only two that are gonna get away with it like ever. Fuck that.
It'll come back out.
You think so?
You just wait and see. They're
right.
gonna bring it back.
Fucking God, dude, we're such a couple.
I'll
of
be there.
boys here. Yeah, man, we bought
I'll
a
be there
fucking
waiting.
sixer over to that communist place, Russia or something. God damn, communist. All right, Johnny, I'm dying to hear this list, dude.
Well, I'm going pretty old school here, guys. So this is probably even before your time, but I think
That's how we roll here, dude.
my top 3 picks would have to be human feces, urine, and dog urine, because that's what we got as a kid. Like we got dog urine on special occasions. If we were lucky, you know, I remember my dad coming home and say, "Hey guys, you know what? I know it's Thanksgiving, but I found a local dog in the neighborhood, and it's fresh dog urine for everybody." And I remember my mother would be crying at the kitchen table. She just couldn't believe it. And we were so lucky that way. And Jimbo was like, "What the fuck? You're
Yes.
ruining my
The
question."
bucket list.
Okay, good night, everyone.
But in all seriousness, the dog urine was sweetened. No, I'm kidding.
It gave me diabetes.
Yeah, I got diabetes from drinking all that dog urine when I was a kid.
I'm pretty sure you would be the only guy in history who could make that claim. Where'd you get your diabetes? Drinking dog piss.
Drinking a lot purified dog urine. Thank you very much.
Well, in America, we call that Mountain Dew, by the way. But
Oh, yeah, there we go. So, what's funny, I know it's like I remember all the different versions of fruit roll-ups as a kid. Like there was this fruit roll-ups was a big foundation of my Canadian youth growing up. I was like, there'd be so many different kinds of fruit roll-ups. But the one thing is Jolt Cola. When that came to Canada, it was like, oh my God, they were always saying like twice the caffeine, twice the cola. You know what I mean? And everybody wanted to drink Jolt Cola. And people would drink it and be up for days. It was the worst thing that was ever brought to Canada. But the one thing that I did enjoy quite a bit, and this is not something you can buy in any store, but back in the 80s, I would go to Rob's place, my friend Rob, and his family had this recipe for fucking cookies. It was called crack. They were called crack. They weren't actual real crack, unfortunately. But they were.
Man.
Damn! I
You just fucking ruined it.
over there we're drinking our dog urine, going, "Where's the crack?
Y'all got any crack in there?
Motherfucking crack!" But his family used to make these crack cookies, chocolate chip crack cookies, because you couldn't just eat one; you ate like 20 of them. And Rob was such an ass for years; he would never ever give me the recipe. So I only got them when I went over to his place or if he came to mine. But it was always a video game thing. He'd always bring them over, like it was a special occasion or something like that. We'd always have these fucking cookies. When I got married, he gave Kim the recipe. He's like, here. I'm passing this on to you guys. And it was a really big deal. So yeah, we have them every week now. They're not as special anymore.
That's why he didn't give you the recipe. He was.
I dip them in my dog urine now. They're quite good.
You dunk them every morning.
It's like, hey, I'll trade you some of this dog urine for some crack.
That's a pretty good deal.
Dude, I thought that didn't happen in Canada. That sounds like some fucking American shit.
Oh man. Oh, those are the days of eating human feces and drinking dog urine.
I love that you're
Purified.
specifying the feces. Like you're not just saying shit. You're like, no, it's got to be human.
And it's human feces. It's the classic term that you use from the 80s. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I've covered everything quite well.
Okay.
Just let me have a sip of my.
Oh, no.
Very sweet.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to drink dog urine on this podcast. That's.
Well, I've already done it, so it's nothing.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal here. Okay, so Tyler and I answered this last week, but we'll give Johnny a chance to answer it because it's a good question. This is from one of your Canadian neighbors, the Retro Electors, Mr. Mike. Games you would love to binge on without the consequences of life in the way. Meaning, if life, money, and all that shit weren't an obstacle, and you could just play for fucking ever, what would it be?
Well, there's so many great RPGs to dump, get into. I probably would be interested in doing Final Fantasy 11 again. I'm Final Fantasy 14. I'd really like to get into those worlds, but the consequence of my life is just not possible anymore. I don't have the time for that. It's impossible for me to do that. But I'd like to. Yeah. What about you guys?
Well, we did our picks last week. I mean, obviously Fallout.
Yeah.
Tyler and I seem to agree that there's no such thing as a short gaming session in Fallout. Like, you just sit down and like time just disappears. And like you're looking at your watch like, holy fuck, I've been doing this for 2 hours. So that seems to be kind of a thing.
That's like never ending thing.
I had an experience a lot like yours, Johnny.
What's that?
I played World of Warcraft for years, and it was one of those things that was just all encompassing. You had to get on and play every day. We were like an in-game raiding guild, and it was like a job. And it's one of those games that you have very fond memories of playing with the people that you played with back then. And you definitely develop these friendships with those people, but it's just something that, if you want to have a normal life, I mean, you have to live your life inside that game, and, it's something that you look back and you have fond memories of, but it's like, I don't want to go back to that anymore,
How many hours did you put into that game, do you think?
Hundreds.
For sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Hundreds?
Yeah, like, literally.
Fucking minor leaguer. I think it's more like thousands.
Well, it was too much. But I mean, when you start like adding up the time, and I think you said this in your video about Final Fantasy, Johnny, but when you add up and you're like, I've been playing this game for like a month of my life, and it's just like, you'll never get that time back, but now that you're older or whatever, and I guess we have more stuff going on. It's just like, no game's worth that time.
Okay, here's a question for you. Did you enjoy your time?
I did, but I don't think I would go back to it again. I mean, and to have all those core group of people. I mean, we had people from all walks of life, like doctors, lawyers, people playing in the guild with us, and people depend on you to get on every night and play your part in those games. And I mean, it becomes, do you want to have a social life, or do you want to put your social life into a video game, where you don't have anything tangible, to show for it. And while I do have those fond memories, I can't ever see myself going back to a MMO RPG, just because it's so addicting,
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So here's a good question from Eric, Black and Blue 19. If you could pilot any Megazord, Gundam, mech, or spaceship, what would it be? I mean, dude, fucking Millennium Falcon. Like, what else am I gonna pick? Really?
Awesome, yeah.
I mean, the fucking Falcon. That's the top of the list.
I'll be cool. I'll say.
You're gonna be cooler than fucking Star Wars.
I'm gonna say Gundam, because I'm gonna be different. Because it's so easy to pick Star Wars. I'm gonna say Gundam, the GP01, but probably GP02 with the nuclear warhead launcher. So that's my pick.
You seriously just out-nerded me.
Well, actually, no. If I really went out-nerd you, I'd say probably the Strike Valkyrie from Macross. Do you remember Love? Yeah, probably with the mountain cannon on it. I'd probably say that one.
All right. He also asked melee fighter or shooter. Okay. So if I didn't pick the Millennium Falcon, the Rogue British Destroyer from Life Force.
So what was the question again?
He also asked a second question: melee fighter or shooter? I'm gonna say shooter. and Raiden or Life Force. Yes. Toss up.
Melee fighting, is he meaning like a Street Fighter type of game?
I think so. He's asking you like a fighter or like maybe even a beat 'em up or shooter.
Yeah. Melee fighter. I'd probably go with Melee Fighter if he's meaning a Street Fighter S game or a Final Fight type of S game. I'd rather go for that over a shooter. I like shooters, but they piss me off.
Oh yeah.
I love shooters, man.
I love shooters.
Why I love the TurboGrafx so much because it has like all of them.
That's what. Like, check out the PC Engine, how deep it goes.
Yeah.
You know, how deep that goes.
Dude, like the difference in the library between the PC Engine and the TurboGrafx,
man.
it is literally like 8 times the size.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, man.
I spent the last 5 years studying it, and it's intense how deep it goes. I mean, you can't wrap your head around it. It's mental. Yeah.
No, it's fucking massive.
Cool.
Retrolectors are asking.
Let me answer.
Let him,
I'm sorry.
Motherfucker.
My bad, Tyler. My bad.
All
I'm
right.
starting to feel the question.
Let's any spaceship I could pilot, I'm going to go with the Event Horizon.
Oh, seriously? Crazy? That movie didn't end well, Tyler.
How fun would that be? Didn't one of the chicks have like her leg down her throat or something when they cleared up the video?
Everyone
hey, let's say this. There's a pretty hot sex scene in there.
Yeah, there is.
If you slow it down, you can see a really nice sex scene.
It's that shit. Yeah, that shit fucked me up.
Pilot's the Event Horizon. What a funny answer.
I'm never going into space because of that movie. Like I'm never going to the ocean because of Jaws. It's like fuck all that nonsense.
Or the abyss.
Oh,
yeah.
Anything where you have to decompressurize, forget it.
Why don't you just say the fucking Titanic? I mean, like really? It's the same outcome.
Well, I thought y'all could appreciate that. Hey, actually, before we answer any more questions, I wanna get y'all's opinions on the 2 big movie trailers that were released this week, and well, one is a teaser, but
okay.
Johnny, me and Jimbo have really we don't understand the hate that Zack Snyder gets on the Superman movie and some of his other stuff he's done. What do you think about the footage you've seen of Batman vs. Superman?
Well, I'm a big fan of the original Dark Knight, so I'm looking forward to the rivalry. Mm-hmm. But here's my thing, and I don't mean this in a bad way, is that I'm kind of superheroed out. You know, I read a lot of superhero comics when I was a kid. I mean, a lot. That's what I did in the 80s. That's all I did.
Yeah.
I just find it's a machine in Hollywood now, just cranking superhero movies out, and I'm just not as excited as I should be, and I think that's more of a fault of myself. Maybe where I'm at in my life now, I understand why anybody gets excited about that stuff, but I don't really find myself getting excited about, like Civil War or another Batman movie, another Superman movie. I'm kind of just like, this is how I feel about it. Well, that's okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not a big diehard superhero fan anymore. I'm kind of always looking for something a little bit different nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. I'm not a hater, though. I'm not like, fuck superhero movies. I don't have that mentality either. I'm just kind of mediocre in the whole subject, really.
Yeah, and, this new Batman vs. Superman, I think it's really going to be a step in a different direction from Dark Knight, but that footage this week of Superman ripping off Batman's face mask, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I have not. And that's a funny thing. I have not seen that at all, so I'll have to check that out.
Jimbo, what do you think about it?
Dream sequence.
It does kind of look like a dream sequence.
Has to be a dream sequence.
Because everybody gets on their knee and bows to Superman.
Would never allow anyone to do that. Like everyone's bowing before him. He'd be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing down there?" I mean, he wouldn't say "fuck" because he's Superman, but he'd be like, "What in the name of so and so are you guys doing down there? Great Caesar's ghost." It's be something cheesy.
It'd be kind of cool if Superman did swear.
Oh, yeah. Dude, awesome. he could say "fuck" and kill somebody. Because he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, Batman was like, "Fuck you." That'd be awesome. Fuck you. Yeah,
I'm a bad fucking man.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up the ass.
And Civil War actually released a new trailer, or the first trailer,
yes,
this week, and we'll just touch on it for a second.
Sure.
How badass was the scene where Captain America and the Winter Soldier are sitting there passing their shield back and forth, just beating the fuck out of Tony Stark.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet. That got me really excited for that one. But
I know that a lot of people are going to be, siding with Team Robert Downey Jr. on this because, I mean, let's face it, he's the most beloved actor from that trope. But anyone who's actually read Civil War, Iron Man is not a good person in that series. He's a fucking asshole, and he's
the villain in this.
I'd say Maria Hill is more the villain because she's running S.H.I.E.L.D., but I mean, I don't understand what person wouldn't side with Captain America, because he's like about doing the right thing, but he's about doing it legally. He's like, I don't work for you. He's like, this patch like right here and right here says America. It doesn't say I report to S.H.I.E.L.D. I serve this country, and this country has laws and processes, and you're bypassing that. Like, they kind of touched on it in Winter Soldier when he was like, this isn't freedom, this is fear. That's literally something Captain America would say, because at the end of the day, he's an old school patriot. He's like, look, the world isn't perfect. We can't do everything to stop the bad guys from getting in here, and we're going to lose some sleep at night. But at the end of the day, that's the price of freedom. So yeah. I think a lot of people go, oh, you can fuck up Robert Downey Jr. Dude, on record, Team Cap right here, all the way.
Yeah, and as far as speaking of movies, I'm just having to basically dodge the news altogether, because it seems like the media is just almost going to ruin the whole plot for Star Wars.
Okay, so I don't want to hear any spoilers. It's funny, I'm putting up a video tomorrow of what I think the Star Wars Episode 7 spoilers are, like what I think the story's going to be, but I illustrate it all with toys. All the episodes with toys. So I tell the story with toys, what I think is going to happen. But I do it in a funny way, and I say, don't watch it. Like, there's some real spoilers, I think. But I don't want. I'm off Facebook right now until the movie comes out.
I saw that earlier. I was like, wow, dude, you're dedicated.
I fucking I think I know every single thing that happens more than anyone. But I want to be surprised if I may be totally wrong, and if I am, that'll be the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah. Right. But I mean, it's every article I see. It's like, oh, surprising twist in Star Wars. And I'm like, I don't want to read it. I know. And somebody starts talking about it, and you're like, la la la. I want to hear what they're saying.
I don't want to hear anything. I'm not going to go quite to the extreme that Johnny has, but I am going to alleviate myself from Facebook and probably YouTube at least the first 2-3 days before I actually go and see the movie. I don't get to see it until the Friday. I know.
Oh, I was going to say, did you guys buy tickets? What's happening for you?
Yeah, man. I got my seat reserved. I'm seeing it Friday. I think it's the 18th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Tyler?
Matinee on the 19th.
Oh, I got you. I got the 17th at 7:30, and I couldn't get the goddamn 4:30 show.
Oh, damn.
I've actually got my actual seat reserved.
Me too. Yeah.
And it's they do that in Canada? Awesome.
Oh, you know what's funny then? Yeah, we can do that in Canada, and I talked to a lot of people in the States saying, we can't do it down here, so it must be depending where you live in the States.
Yeah, it depends on which chain it is. I went with one of the upscale chains that has these like giant leather power recliners.
They're like VRX type of,
Like, I'm like, dude, if I want to see Star Wars, I want to see it on a badass screen. I want to see this shit in fucking style.
Yeah. So
I'm all the way in the back. With the rest of the handicap folks, I'm not taking a handicap person seat as a regular person seat, so don't fucking. They are marked separately, but I'll be
so marked handicap on his thing.
It's got the space for the dude in the wheelchair and stuff, so it's all good. But I like sitting in the back. That's always been my thing, because the screen's fucking enormous, dude, and I have good vision, so I don't need to be like, hey, look at Star Wars. So yeah,
I'll never forget.
I'll be sitting in the back drinking my dog urine. I'll be extremely happy.
What they have that on tap at the movie theaters?
Oh, absolutely.
Let me get a double dog urine chocolate flavor.
Let me get a draft
urine.
There's
dogs attached to wire, tubes in the back, and you just press a button and fresh dog urine. It's wonderful.
Holy crap! You guys are so nice. You don't even complain about drinking dog piss.
No, we're happy to get it out here for sure.
Canadians really are the nicest people.
In a fucking theater.
All right, I want to tell John a quick joke, and I'm actually curious if someone from Canada has actually heard this.
Oh my god.
All right, how do you get 7 Canadians out of a pool?
I don't know.
You ask them.
Oh, that's so easy, isn't it? Well, thank God I'm not Canadian.
Nice. So it's like you guys are like the nice country.
Well, I guess I'm not a Canadian citizen, but I'll go along with all the Canadians. I'm still a British citizen still.
It's all good. All right, so Tyler, Retro Zapper says, "Damn, now I want a Chocolate Soldier."
Hell yeah.
So you've got
another Chocolate Soldier fan.
You have a fan. All right, so what else you got for me, Tyler? Do you have any surprises for me?
Oh yeah. Well, Black Friday shopping. I actually got bit by the bug.
There's going to be a wrong answer to this, Tyler, so choose your answer wisely.
Hold on, look at this. Y'all see that?
Wow, very nice.
Yeah,
I finally got a PS4. Nice.
Finally got the PS4, so got that, and
that wasn't the right answer, by the way.
I know what you're looking for. You're looking for this one.
Fuck, dog.
Zombie Army Trilogy.
Finally have someone to play with. God damn it. Oh.
Those are too good a price to pass up, so I had to bite on this.
What did you get it for?
I want to say it was like 20.
Good dude,
Yeah.
good score.
So
that's a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you getting it, you realize that it doesn't end there. Like we have to actually play it.
Oh, I'm fully aware now that we have to play this.
Like we need to kill Zombie Hitler. Because that's our job.
See the end boss in Zombie Army Trilogy?
Yes.
Zombie Army Trilogy?
Zombie Hitler.
Nice.
As Americans, yeah. Because somebody's fucked with the past and we have to unfuck it. So, just saying.
Hey, I'm down.
Rocknod says, "Hell yeah, Tyler! I got the same damn PS4 bundle on Black Friday." Wow.
And what was so nice is it actually came with a physical version of Uncharted. So none of this digital code bullshit.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Got to go. God, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through all the questions here. Jesus, I wasn't expecting this many. Thanks, Johnny. You ruined our podcast.
No problemo. No problemo.
Anytime.
All right, so here's a good quick one. Since we were talking about the food, NeoTurboManiac78 asked, "Do you guys remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies?" I do.
I don't remember those. I remember the Ninja Turtle SpaghettiOs.
I remember that too.
Those were
And the
good.
Ninja Turtle cereal. I vaguely remember the pies. I think they were green. I want to say on the inside, but it was like a fruity kind of candy filling or something. It had like fucking mutagen on the inside, basically. that was the kicker. which I'm told goes perfect with dog urine. So
perfect, hand in hand. I love it.
I mean, you get like piss and mutagen, so you turn into like a mutant like bladder or something.
It's like a dream for a Canadian.
What the fuck happened to this podcast? It's like we used to be the serious one. What happened?
Oh no, I'm here.
No, I'm kidding, dude. Dude, we couldn't be any more serious. We do, Hank Hill impressions, and we sing The Cure. And I'm not making this up.
You drink dog urine now.
And now we have dog urine.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
All
Johnny,
right.
I've got a little question for you. I know you did a video a while back about choose your own adventure novels.
Fuck yeah.
And there was a big one back in the 80s, and it was more fantasy related. And I'm curious if you've ever heard of this.
Fighting Fantasy?
No, this is one called Lone Wolf.
Oh, geez.
Greystar.
That's really weird. Hold those up for a second here. Absolutely. Do you know what? I have never heard of those, and I kind of pride myself. I should do an episode on it. One of my friends was moving out, and he has like a complete collection of almost all the Choose Your Own Adventure books from the 80s. Like, yeah, and he gave it to me for $20.
Nice.
Like, all of them. And I have a huge box. There's behind my speaker here, and he's got a lot of really weird ones like Choose Your Own Adventure Ninja Edition. But I've never seen those books.
Those are a really cool book. You ought to check them out. It's basically like a monastery order of monks, and they are basically like the Jedi of the fantasy world. They all have powers and whatnot, but it has a RPG element as you go along. There's about 20 or 30 books, and as you go on, you get more and more powers. As you go up, you carry magic weapons, to the next book and all that. But what I thought was really cool is here recently, I know you're big into D&D,
Yeah.
is they actually, and this came out probably in like the last month or two,
Oh, really?
but they actually made a role-playing game, D&D style.
Let's have a look at the cover of that. Sorry, if you don't mind, just throwing it
Yeah.
in front of the camera there. Just a bit of glare. Pull it back a little bit and up. And up, 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 up. So I'm just really curious to see it. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, it's basically those old '80s choose your own adventure books, and they've kind of made a Dungeons and Dragons style role playing game out of it, and really cool choose your own adventure book. I know you didn't mention it in your episode about that, but those are really cool books. And what is cool is the guy that actually wrote this, Joe Deaver, actually created these books because they were Lone Wolf was actually his D&D character when he was playing D&D, and his buddy's character Greystar had like a 4-book run. He was a wizard in D&D, and he made a book, choose your own adventure. But anyways, it's just a kind of a obscure.
I'll go through my books and I'll see if I can find those. Because I've got all sorts of offshoot choose your own adventure books that have nothing to do with choose your own adventure, but are the same style books. So I'll have a look through there and see if I can find it. Lone Wolf.
Yeah, Lone Wolf.
Yeah,
and I think I'm gonna do a video on it because they're very obscure. You don't hear a lot of people talk about them, and occasionally you'll see a book, a whole set of them come up on eBay.
Yeah.
And they're pretty hard to find, but I mean you could get them for $5 or $6 each as you get on up. They're pretty hard to get, but the guy that wrote them was actually a British author, and he did a set in England too that has different covers and all that. But a really cool kind of obscure choose your own adventure set from the 80s.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's kind of neat that it got brought back now. Isn't that unusual?
Right.
Yeah. That's cool.
Anyways, I just want to throw that in. Jimbo, if you want to get back to our listener questions.
Of which we have many. I was actually just sent a link by one of our viewers. Something about Diet Chocolate Fudge. This gentleman is saying that it's basically the same thing as Chocolate Soldier.
Okay.
I'll save the link for you, buddy. I'll give it to you afterwards. Let's see. Let's do a quick one from Mike from the Retro Lectors. Fanboys Ahoy. Superman or Goku?
Oh, Jesus. I'd say
Superman
Goku.
all the way.
Oh, you know what? Goku's way cooler, and he'd probably say, fuck you, Superman.
He'd be like, I don't really like you, son of Krypton.
Fuck you.
It's the two nice guys. Yeah. Like the two Boy
They probably
Scouts.
start making out with each other and kill each other that way.
Dude, I love hearing, I can't remember the guy's name, the guy who does the voice of Goku. Where he just talks at convention, people ask him to say things in Goku's voice.
That's
it's
fun.
fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
He's such a cool dude. And they do the same thing for Chris, what's his name, the guy who plays Vegeta.
Oh, that's cool.
He's
Yeah,
it's like, it's over 9,000. My balls are inert.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Tyler, Superman or Goku?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Superman.
Fucking, it's because it's fucking
Man
Superman.
of Steel.
No, fuck
Man of Steel.
superheroes.
Come on,
Superman! Oh!
The Canadian's got to be the fucking rebel here. It's like,
Yeah. Oh,
fuck
Superman.
Superman, man. He's too fucking powerful.
Let me put on my panties and kill you.
It's like, I mean, dude, after this conversation, the whole D&D thing, it's just like, hey, ladies, hey, where are you going? Yeah, it's like, all of them, we've made sure that this is a complete sausage fest. Congratulations, fellas.
At least Goku looks cooler than Superman.
I think
Superman's
Superman's way cooler than
icon.
Goku.
Good lord.
Oh my god, we're such fucking dorks.
Oh,
what came did you all have a chance to get at a good price but passed up and regretted ever since? I already know what mine is.
Like video game?
Yes. I mean, what is your biggest miss that you're like, fuck, why didn't I buy that?
Well, there's so many. There's not one. There's multiple. Why didn't I buy all of those Earthbounds that day when I saw them?
Dude, it must be really different in Canada because we don't see them that often here.
No, I'm saying when it
Bounds,
first came out.
plural.
Yeah, when I first when I was 21 years old, we're talking 20 years ago, and I walked down to my local Willow Video Games, it was called, and I bought my copy of my copy of Earthbound the first day it got released. I looked behind the counter and I just saw stacks of Earthbounds.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Who knew? We honestly, I thought they'd have too many. They wouldn't be able to get rid of them. I thought, oh, this isn't going to be very popular, but I'm going to like it.
Yeah, that was. I got a copy of Earthbound. I would say that, or probably. What was the Super Nintendo game that's like? Maybe Dracula X, because I sold my copy because it wasn't that good of condition, and now it's just ridiculous.
Go figure, right?
Good job, Tyler.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
What was yours, Jimbo?
Mine is actually going to be one on the smaller scale. It's the most recent one because it's one that has very recently gone up in price, and I'm talking like within the last like 4 months. I'm a big Hudson Soft fan. I know you are too, Johnny.
Yeah.
Got some. I mean, we love TurboGrafx. You can't not love Hudson Soft and love that system since they built it. So, Super Bonk is the only attainable Bonk game that I don't own for the Super Nintendo. And 4 months ago, dude, it was like in the teens, like 17, 18 bucks just for the loose cart. And I just want to play the game.
Yeah.
And now, if you can get it for less than like 60, you're doing good.
Well, that's still not bad. Like, it hasn't jumped into the... Like, okay, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he's like, I said, oh, like, he was looking for a game. He's like, yeah, I was looking for Crusadia Senti on the Genesis. I'm like, oh, yeah? I said, how much does it go for? He's like, $600. I'm like, $600? I bought that from a Blockbuster Video. I have it on my shelf. I've had it for 20 years.
Damn.
It was $600? Whoops, I just dropped it. I dropped it in dog urine just now.
Oh, I've got a good question right here from Black and Blue 19.
What do you got?
And this is right my alley. What were your favorite 80s and 90s board games? Mine were Crossfire, Jumanji, and Mousetrap.
Wow, have you been waiting for that question like your whole life?
Dude, I have, because...
That's crazy.
You answered really quickly. You're like, dude, here it is.
Boom.
All right, here we go. Hero Quest. Did you ever play that?
I always wanted to play Hero Quest. Always wanted to play that.
Oh, dude, that is so good. It's Game Workshop actually developed that. So.
Oh wow.
The people that made Warhammer and.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
All that. So
cool.
really really good board game. And of course you got to throw in Risk. Risk is always a classic. And. I would say probably Dark Tower. It's a pretty obscure board game, and it was made in the 80s, probably about 84, by Milton Bradley, and it was a fantasy game, and it was at like the height of the D&D craze, where everybody was trying to make their own little version, and it had an electronic tower, and it had like 4D batteries in it, and you actually play the game and do all your rolls and stuff on this tower in the middle of the board game. So that's my three. Do y'all have any?
I don't have three. I used to like the game where catapults and crossbows. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not a board game, but it's one where you set up your side of the thing and you shoot your catapults and blow up the other guy's base. I love that. Oh yeah. God, I love that. So that would be mine.
Jimbo?
Crossfire! You'll get caught up in the crossfire! That's my number one. Nice. Not really a board game, but still awesome.
Nice.
And Steel Panther did the song, so that's even better.
No, we played so many.
They did a video with, what's his name, Freddie Wong, the big video effects guy on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's, like, dodging the crossfire, like, things, and Steel Panther is playing the crossfire song in the background. I'm like... This video just won the fucking internet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes. Anything Steel Panther does, I'm fucking in.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler, I got a question for you because you seem to be a big board game guy, and so you might be the right person to ask. Sometimes me and Kim are sitting around and we're like, yeah, we don't want to play a video game, we don't want to do this. We're looking for something to do. What's a kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons fantasy board game with cool pieces and it's fun and easy to pick up that we could play with each other?
Well, I would say Hero Quest is really fun, but the only bad thing with Hero Quest is somebody has to play the Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
So what we've done with that, me and my friends have, and it's really my friend Adam that I play with the most, is we will like take a turn being the Dungeon Master every time, so we don't see the quest or whatever. And there's actually a really cool website, Johnny, where now if you buy the original Hero Quest, it comes with like 13 quests. Well, you can buy the little expansion packs, and if you don't want to buy them, there's actually a website where you can download the quest packs, and you've got the base set, so you don't really need anything else in the set, and you can just print out the sheets and all that. But that's a good one. I don't know if you're big into card games, but there's one called Rune Age, and it's more of a fantasy style card game, and it's all encompassed in one box and one expansion pack. And you don't have to keep buying cards, and that's a fun game that two people can play.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
And the Dark Tower game might be cool. You can pick up a set on eBay, and like I said, you're playing against the computer on this little tower, and it's fantasy style, and the whole version of the game is to, or the
purpose.
The purpose of the game is to get in the tower and get the key. And I've got one more that Games Workshop made, and this probably is the best one. Talisman.
Oh yeah?
Have you ever played Talisman before?
No, not at all.
Okay, well you there's like 20 characters that you can be. You can be anything from like a rogue, a swordsman, minotaur. I mean they have all this range of like good and evil characters, neutral characters, and it's a board game where you go around and you're trying to get to the middle of the board and defeat the dragon sorcerer or dragon king. And that's a perfect game that two people can play. I want to say they have it on iPad. If you have an iPad, they actually made a version for it on that. I personally like the board game, and that's something that you can play against each other.
Yeah.
That's something you can play against each other, and it's I would get like the second edition of that game because it actually has the cool plastic pieces.
All right, I'm writing these down. So I got the Dark Tower, Talisman, and Hero Quest, and Talisman Second Edition.
Yeah, so I would put a star next to Talisman and Hero Quest. Dark Tower is a little bit more expensive. It's kind of hard to find.
Yeah. Oh, interesting, like, because we're seeing so many times going, man, like, I wish we could get a board game that we could just two people could play and have a good time with, and it's not as easy as you think.
Yeah, and let me know if you try any of those, if you like them. But I think she'll definitely like Talisman because I remember the first time I played that, I was just like, oh, that was really fun.
And do you need a DM for that, or no? You can just get into it.
You don't need a DM at all for Talisman. That's why I think I'll probably like that the best.
Very
but
cool.
if you've got three people, Hero Quest is a lot of fun, and you can have two people play two characters. And then somebody can be the Dungeon Master, and that's a really fun game, and it's RPG style where you can level up your character, and you can, if you want to keep your character cards, you can go back and play, some of that later. But
well, that's freaking awesome. Thanks for the recommendations. I've written them down. I'll definitely check them out. Probably this Christmas, because I think we have a little bit of time during this Christmas. That'd be the ultimate thing to do. That'd be cool.
Okay, cool, man.
I've always wanted to get Hero Quest. Yeah, that's always one that's been on the mind.
Yeah.
And I think there's only the old version of it, isn't there?
There is. There was actually a Kickstarter about a year or two ago, and apparently they didn't have the copyright for it, so it got pulled down, but they were going to make like a 25th anniversary edition of it.
Freaking amazing.
I'm hoping they because it was like funded like overnight, because there's so many there's just a big cult status for that game, and there's so many diehard fans that it was literally funded overnight, and then they had to like pull it down within like 2 or 3 days. And people want like an updated version, because if you see all these versions on eBay, it's people's that they've a lot of times cannibalized other play sets and stuff, and made one complete copy.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Yeah, I'll definitely check them out for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Very cool.
Tyler, that is the most you have ever talked on this pod.
That's good.
Get me.
That's all we had to do is like talk about board games. You should have fucking told me that. I would have been up for that.
Hey man,
you're all fucking grown up now, man. Like that's just amazing. I feel like my kid just went off to college. Okay, so we've got another good question. I think a short one. Favorite game console and what are you currently collecting for, Johnny?
Favorite game console ever?
Yes.
Probably I've said it in an episode and I stick by it. Probably the PlayStation 1. Because of all the RPGs on there, because I just loved that. I had Wild Arms and Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. You know, when you start going through Chrono Cross and Suikoden 2, I mean, it was really a fresh thing for RPGs, and I loved it for that. And also Street Fighter Alpha, and oh god, the list goes on. First time I discovered Ridge Racer, and Ace Combat. I had a lot of religious experiences on the PS1. Yeah, that's basically it. What's my favorite current? What are you
currently collecting for?
Yeah, PC Engine. If I'm collecting for anything, yeah, done.
I agree with half of your answer.
Good. Well, you're gonna say the TurboGrafx, right?
Fucking course, I'm gonna say it's TurboGrafx.
Fuck the TurboGrafx. That's for old people.
Dude, that was like the first. I think that was the first time you commented on something that I did on Facebook, and I remember my exact response. I was like, "Now I know I've made it. I just got trolled by the Happy Console Gamer."
Why
you were like, "Fuck TurboGrafx, man." I knew you were kidding. Because that's what really made it funny. I was like, there is no version of the multiverse where Johnny Millennium wouldn't like the TurboGrafx. It does.
Well, that's a joke, right?
Of course.
I know. I'm so bad on Facebook. I will just randomly, somebody I don't know, I will just write some funny comment on it.
Dude, I fucking love your comments. Like, you're like, what the fuck is this crap? I'm just like...
Yeah. I was part of this video game forum today, and these guys are all talking about video games and stuff. I'm like, do you guys still play video games? Like, question mark? I said, and then they're like, and then they knew I was joking, but I'm like, you do know you can just download the ROMs, right?
Is this what guys with 100K subs do when they get bored?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. First world problems.
Facebook. I really do. I try to make it fun and entertaining.
Dude, please keep doing what you're doing.
I'm having fun.
Awesome.
It's pretty funny.
Thoughts on the new Shaq Fu remake? Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't get to Tyler. Tyler, favorite console and...
You're so bad for forgetting Tyler.
Dude, we have like a mountain of questions. I've never had this problem. I'm feeling the fucking stress right now.
I would say the Genesis. I enjoyed collecting for it, but right now I'm not really collecting for anything. I just, there's so many new games coming out. It's hard to divert the income, to everything's so overpriced now.
You're right about that. That really, and you're right. That kills the collecting fun.
Yeah. And it's more fun, just picking up a new game, and I'm having more fun, honestly, collecting for Xbox 360 and PS3 because they're so cheap right now.
Exactly.
You can fill up your entire collection right now for like, $2 or $3 a pop on a lot of these games. So
absolutely.
So that to me, that's the most fun right now.
Hey, guys, I got a question for you.
Sure.
This is really interesting. Do you think that PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games will be retro in time?
Yes.
There are some that already are kind of hard to find, but that's a good question, Johnny, because there's so many consoles out. I wonder what the console for like the count is for like PS3 and Xbox 360 compared to like Super Nintendos and stuff back in the day.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the question. Are we oversaturated? Is it is it different, or was it this what it was like after the Super Nintendo came out? There's all the bargain bins, and you could buy any game for $5, which is kind of true.
I think it's definitely oversaturated.
I think there are certain systems that are definitely going to be more sought out. Now I know there's been a price hike in original Xbox games here recently, and there's certain PS2 games that are pretty expensive. All the dot hack games and what's some of the other like really rare games for what's the horror game? Shadowheart or something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that kind of like RPG kind of
Yeah,
style game. Yeah.
basically all the Atlas games are really hard to find for PS2.
Yeah.
I would say that some of these systems are, and I'm looking at Dreamcast here recently. All the Capcom games are getting super expensive for Dreamcast. Now's the time to pick those up. I saw all the shooters are like $150 now to $100.
Yeah, Capcom's getting fucking out of control. I actually, since you mentioned original Xbox. Johnny, do you have a game for OG Xbox called Spike Out Battle Street?
I thought you were gonna say like Can Spike or something for the Dreamcast. What game is that?
Spike Out Battle Street.
Spike Out Battle Street. Why does it ring a bell?
You've probably heard of it. It was a somewhat limited release when it came out. Tyler, I think, do you have it in front of you?
Yeah. Let's have a look.
I talked Tyler into getting it.
It's a Sega beat 'em up.
Good to you. Okay, let's
Say
see.
something, Tyler.
Hey, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Oh, honestly, Oh, wait. Okay, guys, was this an arcade game?
I think it was, but I don't think it was here.
I remember Spike. Were you walking around like overhead and you beat people up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the arcade game.
This one has jumped a little bit in value. It's not ridiculous yet, but it's a little bit hiking. It has a couple things going for it. One, it has 4-player co-op, which is very unusual for a beat-em-up game. But the other thing is it has LAN support.
Oh, wow.
So everyone can get their own Xbox, and you can do a LAN party, and like you can basically put a gang together. Like the other guys can form their gang, you can form their gang, and you can do 4-on-4, like beating the shit out of each other.
That's awesome.
So it makes it kind of an oddity. So if you have a chance to get it, seriously, I had it when it originally came out, and I was like,
I never did. I played it in the arcades, yeah, and you play it with linked up machines.
Yeah. It's a really fun game. If you have the chance to grab it, like seriously, like this is fucking retro LAN party material. I mean, that's the. I want to get more copies, so when I invite everybody over for MagFest, hopefully Tyler someday, and we're rocking the retro game lounge. We can set up some Xboxes and like beat the fuck out of each other, and then drink dog urine. Get our Canada on.
Yeah, you'll have to bring up all your CRT TVs to play it on.
Dude.
Yeah, for real.
Right. Oh, hold on a second.
Is he getting his?
Holy shit! Talk, Jimbo.
I think I got it covered here. What do you think?
You got all the big screens in there, do you?
I got a couple big screens, a couple small screens, but I mean, there's a CRT. I have a high definition CRT that I play the games on. I have an exact replica of it in the closet. So when this one dies, my main TV, I've got a replacement ready to go.
Wow.
I got all these for free. So.
Love it.
Yeah, dude. CRTs. That's the best thing that any retro collector can invest in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Because
I got a Sony Wega, man. That's what I play everything on.
There's something about the scan lines. It seems to lend itself better when it comes to 8-bit and 16-bit because that's what it was designed for.
You'll love this. One of my friends, I had this sent halfway across Canada. My Turbo Duo has had problems for years. Anyways, he took it, he fixed it, put in component video cables. So I plug it into the Sony Wega. It's like a dream.
Oh, nice.
Wow, you bastard.
I just got it back the other day, and I'm like, will it work? Will it work? It works. It's just so nice. I love it.
Oh, you suck. I'm
I
sure.
know.
Look, I just got mine fixed, and I thought that was an accomplishment. There you go. Just like, yeah, well, in Canada, we do these with component cables.
We drink our dog
urine while we're playing our Turbo Duo, and it's made of pure gold.
Component cables.
And our Turbo Duos give us free blowjobs. Everything is better in Canada.
That's just the Turbo Graphics up here, so that's only.
You get a turbo job. Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Turbos. With the game collecting bubble, will the game collecting bubble burst, or with games slowly moving to downloads and no longer physical copies, will the opposite happen? That's coming from Nintendo Hodge. Good question.
It's hard to tell the game collecting bubble. It's all people our age that are really getting, we're collecting the older stuff. But there's going to be kids that grow up saying, I remember playing this game on the Xbox 360 and on the PS3, and I want to find that again. And then, then everybody else will be thinking the same thing, and they'll want it. That's what I'm talking about. Or are we oversaturated? I don't know. The same might happen again. So any games you guys want on the PS3, 360, you better buy them now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm being proactive about it.
Yeah.
I think, because I have two young nephews who are 8 and one is about to be 10, and they literally grew up in like their first console was the Wii, and they have the Wii U and they have an Xbox 360. So, given that they're kids right now and they have an Xbox 360 and they play it regularly, I got them into Bomberman, by the way. They think that's like the fucking craziest shit. They love Bomberman, dude. It's awesome. So, I can really see them becoming us in like 25 years or so, and looking back on the Xbox 360, and dude, the fucking library is so massive for that system. I mean, I'm sure we're going to see completionists at some point, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that's got to be the biggest library for the 360. I can't think of anything that would come close to that, because they were just cranking out games for that thing, and technically they still are making games for it.
Well, the Wii also had way too many games on it.
Yes,
yeah, for sure.
High saturation.
The Wii has the record for shovelware.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much crap on the Wii, dude. There's some real gems, like I always plug the Metal Slug Anthology on the Wii, because it's literally all but one Metal Slug games. The only one it doesn't have is 7, which is unique to the DS.
Standard definition sucks.
So, fuck that bullshit.
Download the ROMs and play it in 1080p.
I've got a something that would burst the bubble.
What's
be reproductions of games, and you will see that. Do you remember? And this is just like something that happened recently, but Metroid Prime Trilogy was actually a very rare Wii game, and it was selling for over $100 at one point. And do you remember when GameStop started reproducing Metroid Prime Trilogy, and they started selling them again? They supposedly found like hidden stock, but it was really they had reproduced the game. That and I want to say Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh yeah, that too.
And you know, so they artificially, you know, affected the market, and you know that those games ended up going down as, you know, a consequence of that. But you look at, you know, now you're starting to see reproductions of NES games and Super Nintendo games and stuff like that. And, you know, when people start, you know, not knowing what they're buying, you know, I think it could burst, but, you know, a lot of it depends on how strong the community remains, because, you know, we're definitely keeping it alive by making videos about a lot of these retro games. And you know, I know there's a lot of younger, and there's a lot of younger kids that are, you know, making new videos and stuff, and have got into retro collecting. So
yeah, we're definitely kind of a victim of our own respective success, and I say that as the entire retro gaming community. Like, the fact that these videos are so popular on YouTube is literally what is driving up the price of these games. So it's cool that we could get to talk about it and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't trade anything for that, but us doing that is exacerbating the problem when you think about it, because we're putting the word out there, and then more people get into it. The more people get into it, the more demand there is. The more demand, the higher the price. So it's
what do you think, Jimbo? What do you think of the PCE releases? What do you think of those?
What do I think of the what?
The PCE releases. They're out of Germany. They're reproductions of Turbo Duo games.
I'm actually not familiar with those.
Oh, okay. I did a couple of videos. I think I did 3 videos on different ones. So they released a lot of Japanese games, and they repackaged them, and then they re-released some American games like Might and Magic 3 on the TurboGrafx, and Shadowgate Returns on the TurboGrafx, and new packaging, new, you know, all that kinds of stuff. And it's right out of Germany, and they're very expensive, but they're very cool. There's a lot of the community that's against them. There's a lot that's for them. You know, I'm for them because I'm a fan. So, yeah. I'll show them to you another time then.
Please do. Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm definitely not against reproductions if it's just for me, because I just want to play the damn game. I don't see the harm in that.
As long as they're not trying to sell it as the legit copy, I don't give a shit.
No, exactly.
I don't care.
Exactly. Yeah.
People are like, oh, well, you know, like they get upset because it's mimicking the original, but it's like, yeah, the original cost $500.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you guys want? Like, get out of here.
I mean, it was expensive then, and it's expensive now. You know, it's like held its value fucking perfectly.
Yeah, no big deal.
As sad
Germany
as that is.
seems to have a big community. I guess retro gaming and homebrew community. Have you checked out any of the Neo Geo games that come out of Germany, Johnny?
No. Is that the? I've not seen. No, not Neo Geo. No.
There's a company that actually makes new Neo Geo games, and they're extremely expensive. They're like, I want to say $500, $600 to pre-order these things, but they come in like a nice box. They come, with all the
We're talking about cartridges. They produce cartridges.
Yeah, the AES. They do AES and they do MVS releases. And these are new games, not reproductions or whatever. And if you're wanting to get a cheaper version, they actually a lot of times will release it on Dreamcast. But there's been a lot of shooters they've released.
I remember. I know a lot of shooters that come out of Germany and stuff like that. But I didn't know about. Yeah, I didn't know about the Neo Geo versions.
Yeah, they're extremely expensive. I saw on. What's the website that shows you the rarest games, the retro games?
What did that used to be? Didn't it used to be? I remember from years ago.
I can't. Anyways, but one of their games is on there. Is like one of the rarest AES games, and it's I want to say it goes for like over $3,000. But I mean, the game itself initially is like $600 when you buy it. So.
I don't want to neglect this one gentleman in our question because he's been patient. He actually has 2 questions. Since we were just talking about the whole reproductions and stuff like that, this is kind of in that wheelhouse. How concerned are you guys about disc rot and cartridges failing over time?
It's a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like especially for CDs, they only have a shelf life of like 50 years.
Oh wow.
Cartridges are a little bit more robust because it's a circuit board. So as long as a cartridge is maintained and you're keeping the contacts clean, you're keeping it in climate controlled.
Yeah, but obviously your battery's gonna die. Which my Fan 60 battery died years ago. Obviously, yeah.
That can be replaced, but as far as the board itself is concerned, they're built pretty sturdy. I mean, they've lasted this long already, and most of my Nintendo games fire right up just like that, and they're already almost 30 years old. So I think cartridges are a little bit more robust than discs, mainly because when you stick them in the system, you don't have this hot laser thing slowly melting them away like you do with a CD-based game.
Yeah.
So I collect laser discs as well, and the whole disc rot thing.
I'm a big laser disc guy too.
That's a big concern in the laser disc community as well.
Yeah.
So what's your rarest laser disc, Johnny? Now I'm curious.
Oh, I don't collect for rareability. Rare. Like why I bought a Laserdisc player was between VHS and before DVD. Yes. I bought Laserdisc, and I bought it because I wanted to watch The Thing perfectly, Blade Runner perfectly, Big Trouble in Little China, all those old classics, and I wanted a really great way to collect them. And Laserdisc was the way to go. And as soon as I got a Laserdisc player, a few years later, DVD comes out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Blu-ray.
You still have yours. Does your player still work?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely, yeah.
Which model do you have? Which model player do you have?
Pioneer. I don't know what model it is. I'd have to go into the other room and check it out. Okay.
Well, you picked the winner. Every expert I've talked to always says don't bother with any other brand, just get Pioneer because they invented the format.
You know what I did is I remember buying a Pioneer Laserdisc player to replace the one that I had, and it had S-Video on it. So I was like, oh, got to get that at the time. And it was a grindy fuck. The laser, I'm like, I don't like this thing. I went back to my old lasers because I like the sound. It just sounded smooth and nice, and yeah.
Composite. Everything I've read says Laserdisc looks better in composite, anyways, because that's what it's built for.
Totally.
They seem to say it looks like shit over S-Video, and just to stick with a good composite.
Yeah, I didn't really notice a difference, to be honest with you. I remember I bought Episode. Okay, I know, crazy, but back when we were all still in the hype of it, I bought Episode 1, the Laserdisc.
Nice.
Star Wars. Is that worth anything? Probably not. I didn't buy it for that reason.
I wouldn't say it's valuable. I mean, it was one of the last Laserdiscs produced. Yeah. That was definitely towards the end.
It's over here in my pile.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a Star Wars one, which is always good. The
Star Wars at the time was like a big fucking deal.
It still is. It's
Yeah.
climbing in value now. If you haven't bought the Laserdisc box set for Star Wars, get it as soon as possible.
I did. Of course I have that.
Okay, I don't have it yet.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, it's the
That's
unmolested.
the only reason I would buy one is just for Star Wars. I mean,
Remember, guys,
I wish.
You can download the.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Sorry, you can download the despecialized editions of Star Wars, eh?
Yes.
Get those. I got them all on my PlayStation 3. That's what I watch.
How do you get those?
Okay.
I told you basically like got to know somebody.
You know, it's funny that you say that. Is that I had a friend of mine. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he had them, and they were like 20 gigs each. They were huge, and so he put them on a hard drive, come over and dumped them, and then I was able to get Return of the Jedi just through torrents, and so I just downloaded that way, the supposedly despecialized edition. It has the original ending, so I don't give a fuck. With the nub.
Fuck that other ending.
Yeah, fuck that other ending.
My rarest Laserdisc, it's the same as my Holy Grail Laserdisc. Like I don't ever need, other than Star Wars, there's really not anything else that I'm clamoring for. That would be the movie Rad, which is basically like Rocky on a BMX bike.
GameStr81 was the one who told me about that movie. He's like, "Have you seen Rad?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You gotta watch it. It's a great '80s movie." And
it's awesome. And not on DVD, and no plans to bring it to Blu-ray. Like VHS and Laserdisc are it. It is not on any other format. So literally, Laserdisc is the best format that you can watch the movie in.
Yeah.
And I watched it recently. I watched it not long after I got it, and I gotta tell you, dude, it holds up.
Yeah.
I was not disappointed. Like, it wasn't nostalgia glasses. I was like, you know what? This isn't a AAA movie, but this is still enjoyable to watch. Like, it's just the kid on the bike. He's the underdog going up against the world champion. And it's like, you're fucking rooting for this kid.
Yeah.
And they shot it in Canada, I believe, by the way.
Oh, sorry about that.
I'm pretty sure they did.
He was covered in dog urine the entire
dog urine, but oh, dude, it's such a fucking good movie. I hope someday we actually get a mastered Blu-ray release.
That's freaking awesome.
There's so many.
Yeah, that's really cool. You have that. Laserdisc used to be the shit. I remember when I got Conan the Barbarian on Laserdisc, and I hooked it up to the stereo, and just having it blare in the house in that opening scene, it was like Laserdisc is the fucking bomb.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I think Johnny and I were like separated at birth, man.
Yeah.
And then somehow like 4 years apart. But I mean, like, let's see, Turbo, Laserdisc, or like we're just clicking off all the fucking check boxes there.
That's what we grew up with, right?
Fucking bros here.
Turbos.
Bros, man. You got to spread that around. You got to be like, so this guy Jimbo told me, like, are you a Turbo?
Turbos. Too bad the TurboGrafx sucked and the graphics were really bad.
I know. I mean, who would play that stupid system? I mean, wouldn't you have Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis because they're like
a
so
run
much better?
button? What the hell was that? Stupid.
Fucking dog shit.
Turbo buttons.
who would want that?
Totally lame.
Thoughts on the new Shaq Fu remake?
None.
Why?
I have no opinion. I have nothing about it. I know nothing of it.
I will say this. It does play by the rule of my one rule for remakes is don't remake something that's good. Like the Ghostbusters, don't remake that. It's a perfect fucking movie. You can't do better than that.
Well, we all have that thought, right? Don't remake Predator. Don't remake Total Recall. Oops, shit, They did that. Don't remake Robocop. Oh, the Robocop, they did that. Oh.
But Shaq Fu is not good.
No,
meaning
it's crap.
you can only go up. Like, it can only get better because it's not going to get any worse.
Yeah.
So my rule is, like, if you're going to remake something, don't make it like a good movie or a good TV or something. Make it something like, but you could do better with it.
Remake shit.
Yes, like, and make it better.
Yeah.
Like, that's a reason to remake something because you can improve it. They've gotten it right a few times. Like, for example, you mentioned The Thing. 10 times better than the original fucking movie. I like the original Thing from Another World, but Carpenter's version, head and
another black and white movie. That was a very old school type of movie for sure. Yes. And Carpenter's just fucked your brains.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Both based on the same story, though, so it's like, I thought he did it way better.
Oh, yeah, you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking sure.
I was a little stab in the dark there that he did it better.
Just a fucking idea. I need to get that on this disc.
Yeah.
Has a video game ever made you cry? What game was it and why?
Yeah, I got two. I easily off the top of my head. Probably it was Grandia, the end of Grandia. I was moving out of my house. I was gonna, I was moving out of my house, and we were selling the house, and it was the last RPG I ever finished in the house, and it just has a wonderful, innocent ending to it, and it was kind of was rubbing off on my life at the time. And then the other is Lost Odyssey. There's a couple of moments right in the beginning of Lost Odyssey that you're just like, I cannot fucking believe this is a video game. It was just the most emotional bit. I won't even ruin it what it was. It's just an incredible story, Lost Odyssey. Really nuts. Terrible loading time. Looking back, I give it that. The loading time suck in Odyssey, but the game is unbelievable.
Tyler's cheating. He's looking at his video game collection.
He's like, hey, he's looking at Metroid and he's got a tear in his eye.
That's fucking ham.
I honestly don't know if I ever have. I was
you
looking
heartless bastard.
Real men don't cry. Chuck Norris don't cry.
I honestly don't think I have. I'm sitting here looking to see if anything's evoked any emotion, and I tell you one that I had a pretty emotional experience with, and it wasn't sad or anything like that, but it was happiness. I know this is complete opposite of the question, but Journey, if you've ever played that, like, when you get to the whole experience of the game, I think that was a game that really like evoked a lot of emotion when playing it. That was a cool game.
That's a good answer, Tyler.
Well, thank you, Jumbo.
No problem.
It made you so happy that you cried.
Damn.
Exactly.
For me, I honestly don't know if a game has ever actually made me cry. I can tell you one that got me the feels, and that was actually recently, simply because it was like an accomplishment that I've been trying to get since childhood. I recently beat Splatterhouse for the first time live on YouTube.
Nice.
That's a pretty
The
tough
first
game.
time I ever completed it. Holy shit, that was hard at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was hard. But I mean, like, I've been trying to beat that since I was like 12.
That's an accomplishment. Yeah, it's good for you.
And again, I got to do it like live in front of an audience and everything. Neo Turbo Maniac was there. Like, I had the Turbos fucking cheering me on. So it was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dude, that was such a good experience.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
I dig it, man. I love.
Have you ever seen the FM Towns version of Splatter?
It fucked me up because I thought for years that like it was like I was telling everybody like, dude, if you don't have a TurboGrafx, you can't fucking play Splatterhouse. Fuck you. And then I watched that and it's like arcade perfect, and I'm like,
Oh, I know. It's Pete Dorr that burst my bubble on that. He posted his video of it, and I'm like, what the fuck? The FM Towns had a fucking Splatterhouse?
yeah.
I know it was an expensive game.
Expensive
Oh, wow.
system too, man. I mean, you literally had to buy a computer just to play this game. But let's be honest here, it's literally like a fucking arcade port.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's literally perfect. Like the movement, he's got the white mask, the music.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm like sitting there like fucking hating on it just because I'm such a Turbo fan. I'm like, shut fucking.
Oh, do you know what? There's not many games I'm jealous of, and I was like, I asked Pete how much he paid for it, and he told me, and I was like, oh my god.
Like, oh my god, a lot, or oh my god, that was a deal.
A lot. I won't repeat it. It's not for me to repeat.
Three figures?
No.
4 figures?
No, no, yeah, it's up. It's up. I'm not going
Oh god.
Damn.
It's insane.
You're
It's
breaking
like,
my
but
heart.
he was like, I had to have that game, and I'm like, wow, like I was jealous. I love the box. You seen the box of it and all that stuff? So
Yeah.
awesome. God.
Is it is it a cart or is it like a disc?
Well, that's a good question. Are they carts? Yeah, I'd have to look that up again.
I mean, I know
I just seen the outer box. I don't know a lot about the FM Towns.
it's
Probably
basically
CD.
a computer.
Maybe
I-
CD. They would have CD technology by then.
I
FM Towns CD, I think.
I think it did. Like, I think it had that funky CD port that you actually loaded, like
Yeah,
the CD like
yeah,
faced
yeah,
up
I'm
and it
looking
came out. It
Yeah,
was fucking weird.
yeah, it's CD.
Yeah, fuck the FM Towns. It's like stealing the Turbo's thunder.
I always knew about it back in the day, but I was just like, it was still kind of weird that I never really kind of got into it. But I'm looking at Splatterhouse right now. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's definitely CD. What a
Fucking
beautiful
bullshit.
collectible item.
I'm not going to acknowledge that. It's not fucking Splatterhouse.
Fuck Splatterhouse. Talk about lame.
What was the very first game you ever beat?
Super Mario Brothers. I'd say like beat. Like having an ending.
Tyler?
Metroid 2: Return of Samus.
Oh, fucking A. Really?
I swear that was it.
Before Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah. I didn't have a Nintendo growing up. We got one second hand later on.
No wonder he wasn't crying as a child.
Get out.
My first system was a Game Boy, actually.
Did we know that we made Splatterhouse shoes? Yes, I knew that. But they don't make them in my size. I wear a size 14. So
oh, yeah, I saw the Splatterhouse shoes. Yeah.
fuck those shoes.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, so somebody on Facebook is actually pinging me and they want me to read something. Hold on, I have to find the chat. Okay, this podcast is Retro Console Primed, which is like an amalgam of our 3 channel names.
Ooh,
I like it.
That's actually kind of a cool name. Retro Console Primed.
Well, I think we could make that the name of this episode.
I'm thinking, yeah, Retro Console Primed.
Perfect.
That's good shit. Let's see. We'll do a couple more and then we'll wrap this up. Let's see. Are there any games that if you got them in a bundle of games that no matter the value of said game, you would rather sell or trade it towards games consoles for your collection?
What the hell?
That's a complicated question.
What the fuck does that mean?
Let
Can somebody break that down
Are
for
there any
me?
games that if you got them in a bundle of games, that no matter the value of said games, you'd rather sell or trade it towards games console for your collection? Guy.
The fuck?
I'll say yes.
Yes!
Are there any
Stadium events, I would sell that shit in a heartbeat if I got it on bundle.
that you'd rather?
I mean, the only one I wouldn't sell is Magical Chase.
Well, yeah.
I mean, because if I'm gonna complete it, I'm not gonna fuck around.
Yeah.
I would sell Earthbound.
Oh, I wouldn't. If I found another Earthbound, I'd keep it, and I got it for like $10. I'd keep it.
I'd
And I'd fuck it.
sell it. I'm gonna quote your boy.
Did you say you'd fuck it?
I probably would. Yeah, I'd put on my Nest shirt and fuck it.
Wow. I'm gonna quote your boy Shady J on this. Fuck Earthbound. That's like
Oh, you guys are
that's the one statement he made that I was just like, I have nothing to add to that.
What? Yeah, he also says fuck RPG, so yeah, I've called him on that.
I'm not gonna go that far. Is obviously
I'm always like, fuck Little Samson, fuck the
It's-
Flintstones.
fuck those two. I think RPGs have to be like the right flavor. Like I'm definitely more of the American style RPG, like the Skyrims and the Fallouts and stuff like that. That's a little more my speed, I think.
No, I like them all, but JRPGs are where I like to be.
Gee, shocker.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Xenoblade Chronicles X? Fucking sign me up this Friday.
All right, so we're being asked to pick here between a trifecta. Diablo series,
Oh, yeah.
Baldur's Gate, or Champions of Norath.
Definitely not Champions.
Does anyone love Champions of Norath?
No, nobody does. So forget that. Baldur's Gate. I don't have a lot of experience with Baldur's Gate. I'll just say Diablo because that's pretty damn good.
I'm gonna say Diablo. Tyler?
Diablo.
Yeah. It would be awesome if you said Champions of Norath.
You can't even fucking play
Just
it.
very different.
You can't even play it anymore. I will say that Baldur's Gate did not get the love that it should have when it came out. I was an original owner of it for PS2 or Xbox. I can't remember which. But just the fact that you've got like co-op, the characters are interesting, and it's basically Diablo, but it's in the D&D universe, made it a lot of fun. Like that was a long-ass fucking game to play through with a bro, couch co-op style. I mean, I completely understand why the Baldur's Gate games are valued right now because they're kind of unique in that respect. But yeah, I got trolled by the happy console gamer. I am world famous. Hell's yeah, from Rocknot. There you go, buddy. See,
What the heck?
join the club, dude.
They're always nice trolls, you know.
He was mine first, motherfucker.
Either. I don't write anybody's wall. Your father is dead. I don't do anything like that.
And I drank all your dog's urine.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
That's never gonna get old. We're gonna talk about that on the bucket for years to come.
That's funny.
All right, final question, then we'll call it. This one's to Johnny. When Johnny got broken into after borrowing his quote friend's game after telling the story on YouTube, did he hear back from that asshole?
Oh yeah, what a fucking dirty cunt that guy was. Seriously.
Really?
I mean, who fucking does that? What an asshole.
That was shitty.
And the answer is I bumped into him in school because I got into grade 9, and then like we'd pass each other, but after that I kind of went my own cliquey ways, and I never associated with him again. And the last time I saw him was I just graduated film school, and I ran into him downtown, and he was like I was leaving the kind of train. He was getting, I was getting off it. He was kind of coming onto it, and he's asking me, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And it's so many years had passed, but I was still so angry, and that's when I was 26, so still quite a few years ago. I've tried to look this guy up on Facebook so I could send him the video that I made. Just like say, "Hey, fuckface," because I do it. I say, "Hey, you fucking loser! Remember all that shit you did to me back in 1988? Here's a video I did of you. Everybody knows that you're a real fucking loser."
Did you get your money back?
God, no, I didn't get anything back of that.
Damn.
So, the thing is, he's not on Facebook. He's nowhere to be found, and that's really unfortunate. And I looked, man. After I made that video,
It's probably in a ditch somewhere.
well, it's funny. Some aggravation doesn't leave you. When somebody screws you over so royally, it doesn't matter how many years. I'm somebody who holds a grudge for years. I really do, and I never forget. I never forget. And then I'll run into him one day. I hope I find him on Facebook, and I can't wait to send him that video. I'll do a reaction video after I send it to him.
Nice.
I think we need to change your name after that, dude, to the Spiteful Console Gamer. Holy crap!
I'll take it. I can handle that too. Well, I would for sure, and he deserve it.
I would agree. After that,
the guy broke into my house, stole his games back, rented them to another guy, and when I couldn't find them, he's like, "Well, you better pay me back for the games that were stolen from your house." I mean, what? Who does that? And then I started paying him back. Oh, I had no money back then. What a fuck.
I could just see that anger still.
It's a dude. Now we've done it. We made the Happy Console Gamer angry.
I'm always mad.
Bucket list.
I'm always pissed off at something.
All right, so we'll do 2 more quick ones before we call it. So after this, guys, we're gonna call it. I gotta read this one from Savage Matt. Oh, dude, you can't turn this down. Johnny, will you please do an episode of Dirt Flicks with me and Jimbo? It would be an honor to watch utter shit with you.
You said this exactly. I would like to. I got one that I'm gonna do with Kim.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it for Final Bosses, and it's a doozy, and I'm really scared to do this one. I won't say what it is, but it'll be up, and I gotta make me and her gotta watch in the next couple of days. It's gonna be a fucking horrible one. What was the last movie you guys watched?
Well, dude, the last episode of Dirt Flicks we did was the best one. We watched this movie called Deadly Prey. I laughed my ass off. This is the best. Dude, Johnny, when we're done with this, I'm going to send you the link to the trailer for Deadly Prey. I will fucking challenge you not to laugh at this.
Beautiful. I love it.
It's so, dude, it blows your mind. And they just did a sequel 30 years later. Seriously, same guy.
So this is the original that you watched?
Yes.
What year? Do you know?
I think 87.
Oh, beautiful year. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's like the poor man's Rambo. It's so fucking bad, dude. Like, seriously, it is so funny, though. But, all right, so basically what Matt is asking, it doesn't have to be in the immediate future because he and I do Dirt Flicks pretty often, is basically will you join us? And we do Dirt Flicks exactly like we're doing the podcast right now.
How do you get away with, like, showing footage online? Like,
we don't.
Oh.
Basically, we do things that are streaming for people, meaning it's on Netflix, or maybe somebody uploaded it to YouTube or Dailymotion or something like that. So we just make sure that it's accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
We have people in the QA, and we're just like ripping the fucking movie apart. Dude, some of the things that some of the people have said in the QA, these people should be professional stand-up comedians. Like,
Yeah,
grab
look
the
me
nice
up after Christmas time.
Okay.
After the end of January time would be probably the better time.
Okay.
For sure.
Dude, we're not running out of movies, I promise.
No, there's so many terrible movies.
we got tons. We've got enough to do dirt flicks for the next decade. So all right.
Let me say though. I the one that we're gonna do for Final Bosses is going to be in fucking insane. I'm scared to watch it. I mean, it's like I'm taking on something really fucked up. So we'll see how it is.
Ooh,
I'm looking forward to that then.
Probably it's a Christmas themed one too, so it'll be great. It's
Oh.
very interesting.
Silent Night, Deadly Night?
No. I've downloaded that. It's on the PS3. That one.
Okay.
The
I've
fun one.
got the special Blu-ray of that with the clear case, so it looks like ice.
Me and Kim have really gotten to watching horror Christmas movies for the last week or so. It's been wonderful.
Because they're awesome.
They are awesome. You watch that? We watched one the other day that was so fucking bad. It was funny. Rare Export. You seen that?
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
It's fucking weird. I think it's like it's not Norwegian. It's like fuck, I can't remember what it is. But it's very unusual. Like check out Rare Exports. It's fucked up shit. It's a Christmas movie. It's fucking weird. It's really strange.
All right. Will do. We have a comment here from Rocknot. Epic podcast, fellas. Well done. Been here the whole time and never a dull moment. Much better than other podcasts on at the same time. So basically he's saying that
We're having to do it exactly the same time.
we basically just made a short list, and apparently we were more on point than anyone else who is on right at this moment.
Of all the other two podcasts that they're on,
I was going to say one. That's okay.
there's some old lady cooking podcast.
Yes, probably, and it's probably even funnier.
It might be.
All right, final question. Oh fuck. Here's the question right here. Thanks for answering my questions, guys. You're welcome, Jason Lambert. First timer to the podcast. Welcome the fuck to the bucket. We love you. Last question. If you had to either watch TMNT 3 for 24 hours.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Like what's the other? Drink dog urine because we know when Johnny's gonna pick.
Jason's from Canada as well. He's in Ontario. I met
Okay.
him, and we drink dog urine together because that's what you do in Canada. So he's
Fuck, dude. It's like a club.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
What's the name of the your version of Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh, we've got a Tim Hortons up here.
Yes, thank you, Tim Hortons. Like
Yeah.
they serve this at Tim Hortons. Is dog urine a staple? Like you got like
Oh
coffee,
well,
tea, hot chocolate,
you
dog
can get it in
urine.
the movie theater in your seat with a button. Okay. You can get Good Lord, you're
Fuck.
talking as though it's like this. It's alien to us all up here. It's just a normal occurrence.
All right,
I mean,
so
we have a tap: hot water, cold water, dog urine.
fuck. All right, so the question, gentlemen, and I want Tyler to answer this one first since he's the Ninja Turtle nerd. I mean, I like me some Ninja Turtles, but this is his wheelhouse. All right, Tyler. TMNT 3 for 24 hours straight, no breaks except to piss, or you have to sell the crown jewel in your video game collection.
That sounds. I would have to watch it for 24 hours.
You'd
That
suck it up?
movie is horrible.
Oh, it's
but,
fucking not even dog urine can make that better.
You know, anything you watch for longer than 3 or 4 hours becomes painful. I'll never forget. Me and my friend Tyler wanted to sit down. We were going to watch all the episodes or all the extended editions of Lord of the Rings.
Oh my
back
god.
to back. And we got like toward the end of Two Towers, so we're just like, make it stop. I mean, it was. I love Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm a huge fan, but I mean, just sitting down and watching that stuff in a marathon, it's horrible. It's almost torture.
That's hard.
We both ended up falling asleep in that shit. So
That's fucking brutal.
yeah.
Like the marathons that people are doing of Star Wars, like they're showing the films in order.
Yeah.
And then,
I
like,
can't handle that.
Whenever you see Episode 7, I'm like, I'd be ready to be like, fuck Luke Skywalker by the end of that shit. I'm like, I don't want to see him again for another year.
The perfect thing to do is one a night. You know, one a night, and then
exactly, and then just do 4, 5, and 6, and you'll be okay. Forget all the other ones.
right.
All right, answer, Johnny. Timothy for 24 hours or sell your crown jewel. First of all, what is your crown jewel?
Oh! I just watched the team. Probably Darius Plus on the PC Engine.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it.
It's the rarest PC Engine game in existence.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like an $8,000 to $1,000 game.
Holy crap!
Which obviously it's not like Magical Chase, but it's for the PC Engine. It's quite expensive.
Is it? I assume like Darius Twin. Is it a shooter?
It definitely is, and the only way you could get it was you had to rip out coupons out of another Darius game, and you had to send it into a magazine, and then you'd get this. It was a very rare promo item, so it's a really rare. It's my crown jewel of my collecting. I would say, yeah, because I always aspired to get that game. I'm like, oh, that's the pinnacle, Darius Plus, or Darius Alpha, sorry.
All right, so sell that or TMNT.
Fucking, I just watched TMNT. I'd fucking watch that shit upside down.
All right.
Let's do it.
My crown jewel, it's definitely not the most valuable thing I have, but if we're gonna base crown jewel on like what I couldn't live without, I know I'm beating a fucking dead horse here, but my most treasured possession, and I've said this on video, is just the fact that I have my original TurboGrafx. That to me is priceless.
That's pretty cool. You'd never get rid of that ever.
No, I would never get rid of that. I mean, I have other TurboGrafx. Like, I don't play mine. I have a Play copy, and I have the Turbo Duo, and I actually have another TurboGrafx in there.
Yeah.
But that, if I had to pick one thing that I treasure the absolute most, that would be
you're bringing up the emotional, which is really smart. Like mine is Phantasy Star 1 on the Master System, my original copy.
Yeah.
You can't put a money value on it. Where Darius Alpha I could get again, you know what I mean, for a financial amount of money. It doesn't have emotional value to me.
Well, that's, dude, Johnny, I think that's what, and Tyler and I have had this discussion before as far as what separates, like, a bandwagoner and a real collector. A real collector, in my opinion, doesn't care what his collection is worth because, like, financially worth. Like, what it's worth to him, nostalgia-wise, and just through the enjoyment and the collecting hobby is what really should matter. My father, for example, is a watch collector, which is a pretty expensive hobby. He's got Rolexes, Tag Heuers, Breitlings, so he's got really expensive taste. And I asked him this because, I mean, if there is a collecting gene, obviously I got it from him. But I'm like, if your watch collection overnight were worth zero, like literally I'm talking like this thing was worth fucking dog shit or dog urine. Well, actually, if it was dog urine, you could just go to Canada and get your money back. But I'm sorry, last dog urine joke. And I asked him flat out, I was like, would you care? Like, seriously, would it affect the way you see your hobby or your collection? And he's like, of course not. He's like, that's not why I do it. I mean, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if these things held their value in case, like, I get cancer or something like that, and I've got to, like, sell my shit to stay alive. Yeah, that'd be great. But as far as the hobby, he's like, I don't care. That's not why I do it. I do it because I love it. And I look around this room, guys. I mean, do I have a rough idea what this stuff is worth? Yeah, I got to guess. But, dude, it's
not about that.
It's not about that at all. I mean, it really isn't. It's just about, like, the people ask me, like, dude, why do you have, like, the crappy NES games? Honestly, well, first my response is, dude, I'm the host of Dirtflix. Do you really have to ask that? Obviously, I like things that suck. Yeah. So it's this like, what if we have the boys over one night, we're all drinking a couple of beers, and it's like, you know what, let's play a shitty NES game. Like they want to break out Silent Service or something like that. Because it's stupid fun. Yeah. That's why. Like, even though it sucks, it's still nostalgic. It still takes me back to a much simpler time in the world's history.
Yeah, absolutely. When you were younger and you didn't have responsibilities, and like that's what it is for me. For like when I think about back to 1987, 88, it was even 89. That's when I just was leaving elementary school and going into high school and discovering the Sega Master System and RPGs and getting into Dungeons and Dragons. It was a very important emotional part of my life, and it was a really important part of my life. As much as Star Wars was such a huge important part of my life, and stuff you never forget. I know exactly, and that's what when I look around my entire collection, there's not one game up here that I don't like. You know what I mean? I don't have any games on my shelves. I'm like, oh yeah, I got that game, but it sucks. No, there's something about it that I like. There's a memory associated with it. That's my entire collection. It really is.
Yeah, I noticed, man. You got that. I'm really jealous. You got that Lords of Thunder tape behind you, man. That's super cool.
Didn't I put that up? Isn't that cool? Yeah, I really appreciated that. So I definitely I put that up. I'm like, yeah, I'll make this be able to be seen by everybody for sure. Got no emotional value of it. So.
It's I can tell you this. It's worth a lot more than I paid for it.
Yeah.
I just got it as part of a bundle, and I already have one. I have one sealed. So
it's unbelievable. I even showed Alpha, and he's like, "Holy fuck, that's so cool." You know,
wow.
He went to where I had it. He's like, "That is so fucking appreciated." Yeah, it's such a cool thing. It really is.
You're giving me the feels. Like I impressed
What's
you and Alpha Mega Sin.
Yeah, he really appreciated it. Like we, of course, do.
Do either of you want a blowjob? I mean, like that's.
we want a turbo job.
A turbo job.
Get out the turbo tap, attach it, and there you go. Nice. Do 2 at a time with that motherfucker.
Like TurboGrafx sex toys. All right, so Tyler, we didn't hear from you on this. Your thoughts?
What were we answering again?
I'm thinking about turbo jobs now, bro. Just the whole
shit, you got my mind off.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Did I get the bearded wonder all excited?
Woo.
Like, is your beard like steaming?
It is. All the hairs are standing on end.
We were talking about like collecting versus value.
Yeah, one time I was buying stuff strictly because it was rare and whatnot, and I ended up getting rid of that part of my collection. So now it's like the stuff I actually want to play. I don't really understand, just buying like a lot of the Nintendo games just to, I mean, I understand wanting to complete a collection and that's what your passion is, but, personally, all the stuff up here is stuff I want to play, stuff I enjoy, stuff that I'm going to go back to in the future. And, did
you just say Back to the Future?
Did I say Back to the Future? But yeah, I mean, just and another big thing is just the size of my collection. It was just getting way too big, it's important, to at one point in time for me to consolidate things down to stuff that was important to me. Just because, I don't want to just collect shit. To collect it. I want it to have meaning.
Yeah, that's that's what I hate about YouTube pickup videos. And somebody's like, "Yeah, I got this sports game and I got this," and there's no emotion, and I hate those kinds of videos more than anything. I hate that.
Dude, I'll level with you, man. Like, I think a conservative estimate is 80% of pickup videos are fucking boring.
Yeah.
There's a few that I enjoy watching. I love Tyler's because Tyler is like. And I say this lovingly, Tyler is a collecting snob. He only wants what he wants.
Yeah.
That's where it starts and ends. And I fucking admire him for that he has that kind of restraint. Me, I'm like, I want to play everything, even if it sucks. Just like, and to do that, I have to own it. It's like, I wish I had Tyler's mentality on this because A, I'd have a lot more money, and B, I wouldn't need this entire room.
I'm very, very particular as well, though. I won't just go by, like, I love the NES. I grew up with it. But the last games I got off were one of Jason Lambert's friends, Ryan Gino, who had Magical Chase. He sold me Castlevania 2 and Kid Nicky. And he's like, those games meant something. You know what I mean? So, but I wouldn't just go and buy the entire NES collection. To be honest with you, I'm not joking. If I had an entire NES collection, it wouldn't really matter to me. I wouldn't really care that much. I'd be like, okay, cool, I have those games, but I don't aspire for that. I never did. In my whole life, I never did. It's the games that I played and I have a memory with. That's where it comes to me from.
Yeah.
This matters to me.
Johnny, you gotta stop doing this, man. I think you're the only other guy in the world who appreciates Kid Nicky besides me.
That's pretty cool because nobody ever talks about Kid Nicky.
I remember exactly when I got it. I got it for getting good grades on my report card.
So they were trying to kill you. They're trying to torture you. You're like, you fucking Ryan kid, take this.
Dude, seriously. If you're ever in my neck of the woods, I have the Kid Nicky arcade game downstairs.
Do you really?
And it works. Yes,
I do. You're kidding me. That's so weird.
I've never seen another one. So, like, when you were looking at the back of the NES box and you noticed that Kid Nicky's, like, pants were different colors, and then you play the Nintendo game, you're like, that's fucking bullshit. This thing's all one color. On the those screen caps were from the arcade game.
Oh, isn't that fucking... You learn something new every day. I didn't know that. That is really, really cool. That's really, really cool.
It's one of my nephew's favorite games. I'll give a shout out to my oldest of my two nephews, Eli. Fucking loves Kid Nicky, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I always thought that his generation would think arcade games are stupid. They are fucking mystified by this shit. I mean, I figured they want like an Xbox One and stuff, because they're the new, like, gotta have it right now generation. They think this stuff is cool. Anytime they come over here, that's all they want to do. is play arcade games. I'm like, dude, obviously they love Ninja Turtles because that's still like a thing today. And Tyler and I both have the Ninja Turtles arcade game, which, by the way, that's how Tyler and I met. I was looking up how to put together the board for the for the control board for the TMNT arcade game, and Tyler was the only person who had a video of it. Because I bought a TMNT arcade cabinet, and he had like a little tutorial. I was like, wow. I was like, bro, he was awesome. Then I found out, like, wow, he does like other videos, and he like collects video games. He's my new best friend. Please don't ever leave me, Tyler. So, please don't ever leave me. Don't leave me, please.
Hey, you guys come to Canada, and I'll throw you a dog urine wedding, and it's like you stand there, and dog urine comes out, and says, you guys are now officially married. It's
nice.
It's legal here now, I mean, we can do it in all 50 states. Just saying.
What, the dog urine? Like
we can't do dog urine, but I mean, Tyler and I can have a loving union. Not that we don't already.
Hey, there you go. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
dog urine and
having a podcast is like being married. Like, it's like he's my podcast husband. So.
Yeah, it's funny. Right? I already did a podcast with Alpha today, and it's like, we've been so behind in getting to it. It's like, finally we did. We were both so exhausted afterwards. We did like 2 hours. I'm like, okay, we're not going to do another one today. No, we're done. Gave all of our energy to that. And I'm like, oh, I get to do another podcast tonight. I really want to thank you guys for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, are you fucking kidding me? This was our pleasure. You're the first guest we've ever had, and it's all downhill after this. So.
Well, the weird thing is that I've known you guys for a while. I've known, like Metroid Prime for like years. I've seen your videos. It's so funny. And so I'm coming on tonight. He's like, oh yeah, like Tyler. I'm like, Tyler. He's like, Metroid Prime. I'm like, oh shit! And I put all the words together. It just went click, click, click. I understood it all. I was like, oh, life's funny that way. It really, really is. YouTube is a very small community of people.
It is, for sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Thanks for making your videos, Johnny. Like I was telling you before we started this, your channel was honestly what really motivated me to start my channel. Talk about games that I didn't see videos about, like Legacy of Kain series, stuff like that. And that's kind of how I got my start on YouTube was watching you, watching several other big YouTubers that at that time, GameStar81, Pete Dorr, a lot of those. So
yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's like, it's amazing. It's funny how everybody's influencing everybody else, and it's all about the same thing in the end of the day. You know what I mean? Our love for video games. That's the main thing. You know what I mean? It really is. So.
Johnny, I just wanted to say thank you for commenting on my gem video. I remember that's the first comment you ever left.
It is, and I'd watched a few, but I was like, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave a comment. I was very burning with passion for Gem at that moment.
I know. It's like I was like, wow, he even likes Gem and the holograms. I'm like, dude, I need to move to Canada.
So let me tell you something. Fucking Kim fucking hates it. I have this Gem shirt.
Hating on Gem?
She fucking hates it that I wear it, and I will purposely wear it just to piss her off.
What if you introduce yeah, this is Johnny, my gay husband.
My man-child gay husband. Yeah.
Dude, Gem is the shit, man. I don't care what anyone says.
Do you have the box set?
What's that?
Do you have the box set?
Fuck yeah, I have the box set. You kidding? I mean, like, dude, it's great that it's on, Netflix and stuff, and we can all watch it, and it's basically free. But, dude, the bedazzled, like, sparkly pink box, dude, I don't care. I want the lunch box.
I bought it right away.
It's that rich.
I even have production art from the cartoon itself.
You suck.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I was a big fan. I was embarrassed to like Gem in the '80s, but now I have no problem with it. And especially after the atrocity of that movie, fucking what a wasted opportunity. And I'm not saying I am not some Steven Spielberg by any means. I'm not meaning that in an egotistical way. I know I could have handled the franchise better. I would have got the original writer, brought her back, and said, Christy, and just said, let's fucking sit in a room for 2 weeks. Let's do Gem right. Let's do it for a new generation. But fuck me.
I have not seen the movie, and I had a chance to see it for free, but I've heard that the post-credit sequence, Pizzazz shows up.
It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't. I'm not saying that saves the movie. I'm just saying, like, my biggest criticism, and I believe one of your biggest criticism when we saw the show, is like, where the fuck are the Misfits? Like, they're the villains in the fucking show. You can't have this.
That's what you just fucking do. Do you know what gets me? The movie only had $5 million budget, which is weird. Give it a $10 million budget. Let's bring in the Misfits, you know, and Gem and the Holograms. Have that rivalry. Have the same shit. Have fucking Synergy back. You know, I mean, how fucking expensive would that be to be? Nothing. Nothing. Come on.
I thought Juliette Lewis would have made a good Synergy.
Who's Juliette Lewis?
She was actually in the movie. She played the
she's the one, the older woman who was. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think she'd make a good Synergy because she's good at like the blank face thing, and Synergy doesn't have eyes, so it's like
yeah. She's like a slutty-looking old woman version.
Damn, like former Kokor Scientologist.
Yeah, that's right. She was a Scientologist. That's right.
Yes, it's fucking Looney Tune.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, seriously, thank you for first of all just being like the single coolest dude that I've ever met on YouTube, with the exception of Tyler. Obviously, Tyler's my fucking.
Tyler's pretty cool. I can't compete with him.
I mean, dude, he's my pod mate. I'm not gonna cheat on him with you. Don't worry, Tyler.
Yeah, I understand.
So it's okay. I'm not gonna do the pod without you, buddy. I promise.
Oh, shucks, guys.
But seriously, Johnny, man, you've been really cool, man. You've been really gracious to donate your time here in the middle of the week and hang out with a couple of fucking jerk-offs like us. So
well, it's jerk-offs hanging with jerk-offs, so that's why I'm here.
Well, dude, you are seriously, no bullshit. You are welcome back on the podcast anytime.
I'll take you up on it. I had a lot of fun.
Seriously, we will have you back when we have like the appropriate bucket list and the appropriate agenda that we think is in your wheelhouse. Like if they make a Gem of the Holograms 2, I'm gonna fucking ring the Happy Console Game in front of like Johnny. We need you.
And I'll bring the dog urine right here. It'll be
just like dog urine into like pulling a vat of it behind you. Like, all right, guys, I'm here. What's going on?
Canada. Canada is that's what it is. So.
Like the Happy Console Gamer phone is like a dog, and like you push it, and like he starts to piss.
Yeah. So when I need my dog urine, there's a fucking sign that goes in the sky with a dog fucking outline going on.
Like a dog splat. Oh, that's horrible.
Then it rains down on me. I love it.
The Nerd Bucket Podcast, the only podcast on the internet that can tell the same dog urine joke 80 times. And it's still funny. And we're going to save more for next time. Well, Johnny, seriously, thank you again, man. It's been so cool having you. You're a fucking awesome dude. You obviously, everyone watching this knows who he is. Happy Console Gamer. I am Jimbo from Retro Game Lounge. Tyler, tell us who you are.
Metroid's Primed on YouTube.
And he has a beard. And so does Johnny. Wow, I'm the only one with
that. I
that.
grew my beard because of him.
Oh.
I'm glad I inspired you, Johnny.
Inspired me.
Rocknut says, Canadian veterinary assistant right here. I can get you all the dog urine you want, Johnny.
He's like a fucking drug pusher, this guy. I don't trust him at all.
I know what you need, John.
Urine by accident.
I'm gonna give you what you need.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. We had a fucking amazing Q&A. Thank you, everyone, so much for submitting the great questions. It was an awesome turnout. We really appreciate it, guys. We will have to do this live again some other time, but we'll probably be back to recorded sometime next week. I know that's incredibly disappointing. But thank you, everyone who stopped by and submitted a question. Again, Jimbo, Tyler, Johnny, we will see you guys next week.
Later, guys.
Later.